Hello, friends, and welcome to what is sure to be a disastrous episode of All New Snap Judgments. I am joined today by your disaster and co-chief, Nick, the Disaster, Greek Geek. The duh stands for disaster. He just can't spell. How you doing, Nicky?
I'm doing fine, Glazer. I got a haircut. I'm happy. I feel like I lost 10 pounds and it was just in my hair. So how are you? Are you prepared for your move?
No, God, no. I've got 2 weeks left and 10,000 things to do. I will. I've got all these plans on the last 3 days, and I'm telling everyone, I'm like, hey, those plans might not happen because I'm going to be like a disaster just trying to get things together. I mean, not least of which is I fully plan to release, pre-record a bunch of videos like a crazy person, and then also have people cover me on the channel, but then also have these videos as backups just in case someone who covers me comes down with the vid or something. So we just want all the backup plans in the world.
Smart.
Great banter, Nick. Smart. Real pro here. Speaking of real pros, we are joined by my teacher brethren, rejoining us for the first time in quite too long because he's had quite the year. It is Thor Newman. Hey, Newman.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going real good. How and where could our friends find you, Newman?
They can find me on Twitch, YouTube, just Thor Newman there. Also Thor Newman on BlueSky X, and I have a Threads that no one cares about, but I've got it. So
what? Wait, which one is Threads?
It's Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. We are also joined by the king of Sauron. No. The king of Nightmare. No. The king of Morgan Le Fay, Zenade. How you doing, Zen?
Oh, we're doing really well right now. Yeah, just had dinner with my family, and then didn't get to play enough Marvel Snap today. I got a good fix on the hot location yesterday. Nice. That was really fun. Yeah, sadly, I'm retired from Sauron. We are now MLF gamers only.
Yeah, Morgan is really good. Be careful with MLF. That's also the Mutant Liberation Front. So, unless you're a mutant terrorist, you got to be a little careful. But yeah, I am. I really like your Morgan decks. I don't like anyone else's Morgan deck, so that's really nice. Hey, how can our friends find you?
Mostly you'll find me on Twitch at ZenadeTFT. I don't play that game much anymore, but it's stuck in my tag. And someone took Zenade for some reason. I think I'm on X at ZenadeTFT as well. That's probably, and then you'll find me on Discord in mostly Rorum's channel, and you can at me in the Snap Judgment channel. You can also at me in Husky's channel. But those would be the best ways to reach me. My DMs are open.
So, as many of you might know, right now, what we do is we record this live on Twitch. It is currently every Thursday. In a few weeks, it'll be every Friday. What I want one of the people in chat, I'm going to nominate Dragon to do, is go through all the different Discords he just said and add him in each one. In the meantime, you can find us live at twitch.tv/PulseGlazer right now, Thursday at 8:30. Next week, Wednesday at 8:30, that'll be with the Pirate King to go over the new season. And then the week after that, we will be moving to Fridays at 8:30. That'll be 7:30 in the morning, as I will, by that point, ridiculously, frighteningly, have moved to Vietnam. So, I think that's how time works. Time is a flat circle, and I have lost all concept of things. Regardless of where I am in the world, every single day on my YouTube at Snap Judgments Pod, you can find a video with at least 3 new decks. The timing of those videos may have to change. I have no idea until I get a good handle on my life there, but the video will still come every day as long as I am humanly capable of doing so. I don't care about any of my other platforms except maybe Patreon. If you're interested, patreon.com/snapjudgments. Anything else? Hey Nick, I guess you streamed 3 weeks ago or so. How can people find you?
Follow me on Twitch at Nick Duh with a DA Greek Geek. I will be there probably after stream today, unless my computer decides to turn to crap, which is entirely possible. I wouldn't put it past it.
Fair enough. Also, remember, the DA stands for disaster. That's how you remember his name.
Yep.
Disaster. Disaster. Like the T stands for terms. The duh stands for disaster. It's perfect. It's your new tag. We've branded. We're branding you so
Beautiful.
People remember.
Perfect. All new tags. That's going to be all that I need.
It is. It's going to launch you into the freaking stratosphere. Of course, Roram, who's ignored me since literally 7 a.m., decides to reply as soon as I'm live doing a podcast. Thanks, Roram. But thank you, Roram Plays. Make sure you check out Roram Plays for his timely responses. In the meantime,
just for that, I'm not going to shout him out.
He's not here. He's just DM'd me. All right. In the meantime, we're going to talk Clea. Clea is a 1/2 Series 5, 6,000 tokens. She released out in July, even though she was the last card of the June season. Make it make sense. After this card permanently gains power, add a Flames of the Faltine to your hand, if in hand or play. And the Flames of the Faltine is a 1-cost spell/skill. Afflict an enemy card here with -3 power. Let's kick it off with Newman. What you got for Clea?
I think she's fun. I played quite a few decks with her this week, and none of them like blew my mind. I feel like she works really well. I love the pairing with Werewolf, but I think that it's a fun card. I think it's good. I chill around like 5K on the Infinite leaderboard. So just for some context there, if it's destroying everything, higher than that, I have no idea. But I think it's a very fun card. I don't think it's the best. I think it's an enjoyable thing to play, though.
Is that?
I love this card, but it really feels like a flaw in design. I've been liking a lot of new cards recently. Second Dinner's been releasing them kind of weak, and that's great because I love playing with bad cards. This is one of the bad cards of all time. I've been playing specifically a merge deck. I've been seeing the tech slots, like the tech piles, try to slot Clea in. I don't think they actually get better with her. But Werewolf by Knife is a broken card right now, and I think Clea works okay with him. Therefore, she is playable.
Nick.
So far, I've not seen a ton of play with her. I haven't had a chance to play her much yet. There is some interesting stuff with her. She definitely didn't do a ton for people in Sanctum, where I saw most people playing her. She's easy to kind of kill, but the nice thing is once you kill her, you can still play those flames and they can be powerful. I don't know if she's found her home yet and what her deck's going to be, which is cool.
So I think she's at least very good in that Swedish Ninja deck. The Swedish Ninja deck that runs, if for anyone who doesn't know, Cam has featured it a few times. It is the one that runs Sasquatch and used to run Electra. You basically just throw this in the Electra spot. Oops, sorry, getting messages from Vietnam. So you basically just run it in that spot, and it works perfectly well. It's okay in a few other decks. It's not like the best thing, but I think it's like significantly better than people think. People that don't own this card are going to think it's terrible, right? But if you own it, like, I just think there's uses for it. This isn't one of the best one drops, but there's decks that definitely want this. There's decks that are perfectly happy to have a bunch of 1 -3s. One of the only cards in the game that makes Joaquin Torres Falcon worth playing. Those two cards are kind of nuts together, as Roram has now showed up to say he loves Clea in the middle of Idaho. So yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think that I'm higher on this card. My chat is like, you say every card is good. No, the fuck I don't. I was like, Dormammu's mid. I like Dormammu, but Dormammu's mid, right? And I think Dormammu's probably better than mid right now. I was like, Morgan, I don't think she's very good. Zenade wins with her, and no one else in the entire game makes that card work at all. It's just, there's all these cards they release that are kind of underpowered, but some of them have really good homes, and some of those homes go in decks I like. And you might notice that Clea makes 1-cost skills, and if you have not started thinking this way yet, 1-cost skill means Werewolf by Night and Professor X. And those are just powerful combinations. Just imagine, forget Werewolf by Night. You've got a Professor X lane that's remotely close, you drop 2 Flames of Faltine in it, you've won that lane. Correct? That's really useful. Or forget Professor X and you just move Werewolf twice, and each Werewolf move is giving Werewolf 2 and the opponent's -3. That's 5 power per move. That's a great rate. This is not perfect. Yeah, this is almost enough to make Nicholas Scratch playable. He's getting better. Not good, better. He'll get there, as NH shaking his head furiously. Go ahead, tell me why Scratch is so bad with Clea.
Scratch is the worst. If it functioned like Goliath or if it functions like Morbius, I think it'd be fine. But that thing is way too slow. You have to have him on the board. You have to then have the Clea procs and the spells go off. If he's not a 1/7, I don't want him.
But he is, right? So you're running Marvel Boy a lot with Clea. And Marvel Boy's a 3/14 if played on turn 3. Even if Marvel Boy's a 3/11, let's say Marvel Boy's a 3/11, you missed 3 triggers, right? You'll play a 3/11. We'll all play a 3/11. And that's all giving you extra Flames of the Faltine, and every Flames of the Faltine is giving an extra +1 to the Nicholas Scratch. That's a real combo. Is it the tier 1 deck? No, not fucking even close, right? But we're getting closer. We're getting closer to something real there.
I'm inclined to disagree.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I think actually the best home for Clea's like with buff and merge is what I
Mhm.
found so far. I know shout outs to like I think Coco Bird was making decks with him, and the most interesting one I've seen is using the 1-cost spells to buff Bishop and Hitmonkey with Black Swan. Like that was a thing I saw that actually like felt like Clea was the thing making it work. I did try, and a few of my friends have tried this Prof X Nicholas scratch scaling until you realize that you're just doing nothing very good. You might be winning the Prof X lane, and then every other lane, I can't figure out how to get power in it.
Cannonball.
Right? Wouldn't you rather just be doing other good stuff with Cannonball Merc? Like,
I mean, no, because I get to play Professor X and Nicholas Scratch and Clea. So you see how that's like a thing that I want to do. No,
yeah,
look, I've given negative 12 with Clea on Joaquin Torres, right? Like,
yeah.
and if you're bouncing, that's still really powerful. Butt is doing that and then throwing the using Merlin to throw the Joaquin into the deck, getting extra energy, and then Galactusing to win games.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of losing cubes myself as well. So these strategies you're saying sound great. But
There,
I
look,
have my untapped stats and I was playing Clea Galactus. Um,
I won with it. I kept winning with it. I don't know. I was on my phone and like laying in bed, like I just need to finish dailies. I'm gonna play this bullshit. But as soon as Butt sent it to me, and then I kept winning, and I was like, all right, no one knows what the. Well, now I shared it, so everyone knows what the fuck it is, right?
Yeah.
But before I
That's the
shared
problem
it,
is you share it and you ruin it for everybody, including
well,
yourself.
Correct.
I can now play it because it's not SnapJudgeGlazer Pod playing it; it's Butt Enjoyer playing it. So
That's
like,
true.
thanks chat for voting that my name, but
Yeah.
no one knows that's me yet. So like, I can play it without like everyone going, "Oh, what's this?" That now we need to pay attention to it. It's very nice, but like. I shared it, so now everyone knows what's happening when you do that. But otherwise, if you see Joaquin Torres sitting alone in the lane on turn 5 or 6, right? You're not like,
Mm.
oh, I'm going to get Galactus in that lane. No one's had that thought until I shared that deck.
yeah,
We
if I
wouldn't
see
be
you
like,
playing,
huh? Oh, Joaquin Torres is alone in a lane on turn 6. I better make sure I stop a Galactus there. What? That's not a real thought.
yeah,
How do
I'm
you
also
stop the Galactus with the Joaquin Torres? I haven't watched the video yet today. You may want to explain that too.
So you play Joaquin Torres in a lane. You play Black
Yeah.
Swan. You trigger Clea a few times, right? You play Merlin, and so that's the cards you need. Oh my god, everyone's messaging me about the move tonight. You play Merlin and Clea, right? You need the Merlin shove a card in the deck spell. You need 1 to 2 of the. Sorry, you need 1 of the stupid Clea spell, right? So you play the Flames of Fultine. It's -6. You shove the Joaquin back in deck with the Merlin spell, and then you play Galactus in that lane.
Oh my
That makes
gosh.
sense.
It
It's
works.
not like everything has to go right for that to happen.
It
But
really doesn't, because you can do a lot of it on turn 5.
okay.
Fair.
If I wanted a 10-card combo to make my deck win, I would be playing Fenris Viper Destroy because I think that is way funnier.
That is hilarious. Also works real well with Clea.
Yeah, if I wanted a 10-card combo, that's what I would do. And if I wanted to win with a combo, I'd just be playing Mr. Negative. That's a 4-card combo.
I mean,
or
we could play
something.
Phoenix Force, right? Like we have many combos that are good in Marvel Snap. I'm not saying this is a great one. I'm saying when people didn't know what this was, it really, really worked. Hey,
the 1 in 10 games you draw it. I'm a big stats guy on that one.
fair enough. The 1 in 10 games you draw, that's fine. But look, I kept winning. I drew it more than 1 in 10 because I got lucky. So there. I also won a bunch with the I don't even remember what that deck was. I'd have to check my untapped stats. The first deck I played was really, really good, and then I played the Swedish Ninja deck is 100% a good deck that's made better by Clea. Like genuinely a good deck that's just made better by Clea. And you're only getting 1 or 2 Flames of Fultine in that deck. You're just like, all right, cool, thanks. Like it's really good to move that world. It's very, very strong.
I think it's been nice because every time a new card comes up, people try to build a deck around it. And this is the first time that I've seen like Clea is not a build around card. It's just a good card that gets put into other decks that are pretty good. And so it doesn't make it difficult to play those decks. Like they're established and they're just good in general. And that's been really nice for me, like climbing an infinite, to not have to play some weird garbage that tried to feature just her winning games. So
Yeah.
I've enjoyed that a lot.
Outside of the Galactus deck, which is 100%
Sure.
just her winning games. It's fucking ridiculous. That deck is ridiculous. You can win without Galactus too, which is hilarious. Like, because people like sell out for the Galactus if they know what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
You just go sort of over the top.
Except you're playing Joaquin Torres. Like,
I've won a lot of games with that card. That card is, look, it's not good, but in like the 2 or 3 shells it's good in, it's really good.
I'm sorry, I'm the biggest tech hater.
Wait. How often do you play against Doc Guapo? Because we're in the same meta. I play you all the time. I'm assuming you play Doc Guapo all the time.
Doc Guapo has hated me recently because my Morgan deck before Clea ran, I started running Cosmo and Jug.
Okay,
and
fine.
So Doc Guapo has been leaving on turn 3.
But generally speaking,
everything.
you play Doc Guapo with Joaquin Torres, and you know how good he is. Like, if you build the right deck around him, he's a really good card. Is he a regular include? Is he a good card? No. In like the 2 or 3 decks where he is good, he is really good.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I'm just saying, if I know you're playing Galactus and I know you're playing Joaquin Torres, I am snapping you. And I don't care what happens.
That is the right decision, but it's a surprise deck. It is the right deck. You snap every game anyway. What the I'm snapping you. You snap literally every game. Every game against you is an AQ game.
Yeah, and it's fun.
I play you constantly. You can't shit me. Oh, I'll snap you. When are you not snapping? I'm like, what does he think he has here? And I'm just like, why did he snap? And then 2 turns later, you're like, nothing. Had nothing. Just wanted to see.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do actually is when my opponent snaps me, I snap them back just to scare them. Like, I got nothing, but I'll make you think.
See, that works, except that now I know you.
Caught.
And now the podcast knows you. So you're going to have to change your name. You're going to have to be Putt Enjoyer too.
I'm not going to share my secrets anymore. I've been sharing a little too many secrets.
All right. I feel like we've talked about Clea more than anyone in the history of the world has, and we should probably move on.
Yeah.
It's probably enough for Clea.
It's fun.
I agree. All right. It's just not great, right? Like it shouldn't be one of the first 50 Series 5 cards you buy. But if you need a 51st card, it's probably fine. All right. Buy or sell is what we're going to do today. We're basically going to go over 10 different topics in Marvel Snap and just discuss them. Buy or sell. Yes or no. And then we can have a conversation. Buy or sell, Victoria Hand is the best deck right now in Marvel Snap. And I believe Newman has a prepared, strong answer for this, so he's going to lead off.
Well, okay. It's pretty good. I will say buy that I can agree to this because I played that Jet deck that was the Hood was the only card that created cards other than Frigga, and it still kicked so much butt just because Victoria Hand plus Demons was the whole deck. And I think that the stuff that Victoria Hand does and how easy it is to have cards that do that all just crammed into one deck. And there's usually like cost reduction or something that goes along with it too. Like, it's a very powerful card that combos incredibly well with other cards. But if Jet can make a weird Phoenix Force Victoria Hand deck work, I think Victoria Hand might be busted, as you would say in your thumbnails.
All right. Is that?
I buy it. I mean, if Dark Razor can hit rank 1 with it, like, it must be an easy deck to play.
Wow. Gosh.
No shit.
Don't bully the teenagers. Only Newman and I are allowed to bully teenagers because that's our job.
Right.
It's my job as well, actually.
Oh, right. I do
Really?
that. I totally do that.
What do you teach?
I do also teach. I think,
Booyah.
I think I'm also on a buy here, though. I don't think there's many tech cards that reach it that well. I think also just why did Misery get buffed? Like, that card is a 4/9 with upside. Like, it's like if Sentry like was better. And then like it's not really Shang-Chiable. This card is just good. It's good enough. It's pretty hard to tech against unless you're playing that dumb Invisible Woman Sarah list. That, by the way, I read Cosmo instead of Jug in this list because of that dumb Invisible Woman Sarah list. And then it's just like, okay, how do you tech against this deck? You don't even care if you get enched to half the game because you have 2 V hands. So like, yeah, it's a good deck. I'd say it's the Thanos of the season.
Nick?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be a buy as well. I haven't played around with this, but I know I've seen it and I've seen how powerful it is. You can only Enchantress but so many lanes, and having that Frigga makes things really, really, really powerful. If you can grab another Victoria hand and hit some misery stuff, like you're just happy. I think this is good. Juggernaut is great to get people out of where they need to go, and misery gets rid of the hood as well. So yeah.
I'm a sell.
Oh.
I'm a sell. I am. I think that it is the best A tier deck. It's the best mid range deck in Marvel Snap. Period. I don't think there's another mid range deck that's better. I think it took this. I think the Galacta decks. It is better than those. Right? Like, because since Galacta's nerf, it's better than all the Surfer bullshit. It's better than the mid range Galacta decks. That said, I think Nimrod decks eat this for lunch, and I think Nimrod decks eat a lot of the meta for lunch right now. And Zen runs Cosmo and everything, so like he's going to disagree, but it's fine. The whole meta doesn't run Cosmo. Cosmo is a card you're rarely seeing right now because Cosmo's main home right now was Thanos, so I'm just not seeing a lot of it. But I think the actual best deck right now is either the Sizer move or the Eggy move. Not move bounce, but the like classic moves that are running Hellion. Those decks are freaking monsters. Yes, they run from Misery. Not Misery, Mercury, wrong M word. Yes, they run from Mercury. Like, I don't care if they run from Mercury. Mercury is like 1 in 20 games right now. Like, she's just not super prominent. So fine. If you get me with Mercury, you can have your cube. Because you're going to play Mercury and Snap, and I'm going to go, ooh, all right, bye. Right? Like, I'm not sticking around against Mercury, but it's got like almost no other bad matchups. They're either running Cosmo Armor or both. They're running like so they used to have to like wait all game to just make sure they use their move cards perfectly. But Hellion and Cloak in the Sizer version, and Hellion and Fanfei in the Eggy version mean that I can just kind of cold drop my move cards and not have to worry about it, knowing that I'm going to get like 2-3 moves later. And honestly, for any of them, 3 moves is kind of it, right? Like if as soon as you hit that third move, they're stupidly huge. And now I can do that once they're on the board. I don't have to worry about like get the perfect on reveal for Iron Fist or Ghost Spider. And it's made these lists just completely freaking wild. They are more power than anything. They play for 2 lanes better than anything. I think they're genuinely the best deck, and I think the meta is going to catch on to that relatively soon. Excuse me, because everyone got used to move bounce, which is freaking impossible to play. And I don't think the current move decks are actually even hard to play, let alone impossible. I mean, they're harder than like mid-range stuff, right? But they're not like significantly hard for a combo deck.
Yeah, but I hear your point, but I think this deck is better for the reason that maybe not in like general level, but in like high infinite. Like you say, like, oh, I'm running Cosmo instead of Jug. Because Jug is useless against those move decks. You can easily slot out like 3 cards: Shadow King, AV, and Juggernaut. Those are the 3 cards that I look at this deck and slot out. It's like, yeah, you could easily switch out Shadow King for Mercury. Goodbye move. Like, oh yeah, you talked about move. All right,
Sure.
like I'm playing Cosmo instead of Jug.
Like you can run tech cards. They can try and run Red Guardian, right? Like if this is more of a presence, then the deck changes. Like if their counter cards are more of a presence, then the deck changes. But the counter cards for moves don't exist right now. They're just not a part of the meta. So like when they're a part of the meta, sure. Like my answer might change, but I don't live in a hypothetical meta. I'm talking about the meta we exist in right now. In the meta we exist right now, move is a better deck. I'm dropping fucking 140 power lane and one like 32 power lane, and you don't know which 2 they're going to be. There's ways you like people try and Shadow King me. Like, that's fine. A, I'm usually throwing Prio, right? And B, I'm usually moving Cosmo into the lane that you're first going to play your Shadow King in. And C, like, I can usually, like, even I've been Shadow King and still won because all these other cards just have decent stats. Heimdall is good stats. Fanfei is good stats. What's his name? Hellion is 5'8". Like, I'm just able to drop numbers in a way that I couldn't before. Where, like, I used to have to try and get my move cards to, like, 40 to win. I just don't anymore. This deck doesn't even come close in points. Like, it's not even, like, remotely close. Unless you get extremely lucky, or I don't see any of my tech cards, I should be fine.
Yeah, I think this deck...
Most decks, last thought. Most decks are running Shang-Chi over Shadow King anyway, and Shang is, like, useless.
Yeah, I think this deck is just easier to play than the move deck.
That's fair.
Me on ladder, I just haven't
seen. Look, even
players.
Merit hit top 10 with this. So like,
Yeah, even Merit. Like Merit, Dark Razor in top 10. Like, what is this meta, you know?
Heavens.
There's no like good surfer players in top 10 for
Yeah.
some reason. So like you know, these guys are just easy deck abusers. Like Merit, Dark Razor, you know, Heart of the Card Snap. Hey, those guys are so cringe. I swear.
Please note they are all friends. Continue.
Yeah, they're all friends. I mean,
Making sure there's some,
the move
some
players
viewers might
on
know.
ladder, especially NA ladder, like there's no size on NA ladder. Another notable player, Hands of Stone, just came back to the game. He's probably the move player I respect the most. So once I start queuing into him, I'll be convinced. I just am never scared of move because the newer players are with the deck, the easier they are to predict, and when you can daredevil them every turn, it's pretty it's pretty fun to play against. So like new destroy players and new move players are my favorite people to bully on ladder.
That's fair. You have to actually be good with this list. If you're not good with this list, you're just going to be donating cubes, right? But once you're good with this list, right? Like, it's so hard to beat. Like, literally, I think the only way to really have like good matchups into it is to run Mercury.
Yeah,
Like,
I just don't think it's hard to put Mercury in a deck. So
I don't think so either. And if this was prevalent enough, I could see that being a problem, right? But like, okay, what do you see more of right now, Mercury or Enchantress?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't play good decks.
What do you see more of against you? Like, I see Enchantress all the time. Enchantress is in like 1 out of every like 5 or 6 games. Mercury is in like 1 out of every 20 games. Does Enchantress single-handedly shut this down? No, but makes the matches really a lot harder, right? Like, it's different.
Yeah, which is why I run Cosmo. Like
Fair enough.
these Juggernaut players, like whatever, man. Like I think Cosmo is so underrated.
Current move just
Cosmo
beats Cosmo,
Danish.
though.
I Cosmo Danish hella. I Cosmo Invisible Woman Sarah. I Cosmo all those guys.
So look, I'm over Hella. Red Wing is the new Hella. It's just better. I keep beating Danish with a Scream deck. Hella is not a thing. If I'm beating you with a Scream deck right now, then you're not in our conversation anymore for best decks.
He went to rank 19. I'm just saying.
Look, he's really, really good, but you shouldn't be losing to a Scream deck with Hella. That's like literally the kind of deck it's made to feed on.
Yeah, Dennis. I mean, you know, Dennis is also like a bad player, so
fair.
Heavens.
But yeah.
How do these people feel about me? I'm at rank 3.5k right now. Ugh. Oh, sorry, that was out loud. Whoops.
No. It's only the top players that are like really bad. Like
that's what I hear.
Like the ones struggling, because I've made the climb from 1k to 8k. You see all kinds of people. You're doing the good work in 3.5k.
Hey, I'm doing my darndest.
So Dragon notes we have a really cool play. Mercury, not Merc, plus Moonstone is good because you get a movable Moonstone out of it. You can only move Moonstone once, but that is a really, really cool, really cool thing that I didn't know until Dragon said it right now. Movable Moonstone seems like a thing a Victoria hand deck might want, right?
Yeah, and then you can move it onto the Cosmo lane. Play your V hand over there.
I'm not sure if Cosmo's better than Juggernaut for the general meta, but I'll believe you. Like, this deck is very weak to Killmonger, which is the other problem, right? If you're running Cosmo, sure, but there is no sample size for Cosmo in this deck, and Invisible Woman Killmonger is very bad for this deck.
It's really easy to throw Prio.
Not to Invisible Woman Killmonger.
That's why I decided to run a Cosmo instead of Jug, just for the single matchup.
You've had no games with this deck, sir. I have your Untap profile. What are you talking about?
I have games on this deck.
I got like 7 games.
No. Wait, you're lying. I actually played this deck on I'm positive win rate. Positive. I was just trying to prove Dark Razor's point. But if you ever watch Dark Razor's stream, I'll shout him out on this. He's really good at knowing when to throw Prio on this deck.
Dark Razor is genuinely an excellent player. Like, without any hesitation, Dark Razor is an excellent player.
Yeah. And so if you know when to throw Prio on this deck, minus the Invisible Woman Sarah deck, I think it's actually really hard to dodge, or it's really hard to use your tech effectively against the V-Hand deck. Because V-Hand doesn't have to be dropped early. The V-Hand Frigga line is only for Giga High rolls. Like, you only need that to beat Cerebro and other stuff when you really need to go tall. But this deck's average mid roll is probably the best mid roll in the meta right now.
Yeah. I still think the move deck is better. And I honestly think the Nimrod deck is better. Nimrod just eats this shit alive.
Not if you're running Cosmo.
Fair. But like again, that is literally one person in the world. I don't think that's a fair sample size. You
People
tell
just
me
gotta learn how to-
when Dark Razor runs Cosmo.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah,
I'll talk to him.
Get him. When he runs Cosmo, we'll revisit this.
All right. I'll let him know.
All right, let's do buy or sell number 2. Hey, speaking of the Invisible Woman deck, this is a sample of the deck. Like, there's 18 different tech soup decks. There's the Sasquatch one. There's the which other one am I forgetting? There's the oh my god, there's one other really really popular one. Oh, there's the Chamo one. There's a million different versions of this deck. So, sorry, chat. Buy or sell 2, tech soup is bad for Snap. That there are decks, it's like multiple decks, that can comfortably just run like 5 tech cards and like 3 power cards is not a healthy place for Snap to be. Newman?
I agree. I hate this stuff. I hate playing against it. It ruins. So I guess I'm buying. I suppose. I think the idea that you're just playing a deck that just counters everything else that's going on is just annoying to me. And I don't know. I mean, there's some fun things in here like Hit Monkey and Bishop. I like those cards; those are cool. But just having a deck where your goal is to screw over the other person or just mess with them and ruin their fun just brings me. It's like freaking Mill. Like, it just give me my deck, leave it alone. I just want to play cards. That's why I'm playing this game. But it's not fun to play against. But I hope it's fun to play because lots of people are doing it. So,
Is that?
I love not letting people play cards. I think that's way more fun than letting people play cards. With my Cosmo rant and my Jug rant, I think the meta is fun when the best decks have like 2 or 3 tech slots. I would say Tech Soup is pretty bad for Snap because usually it's signifying like the singular best thing to do on turn 3. The singular best thing to do on turn 4 is like Gladiator, is like Mobius, is like Galacta. And when it's that linear of a game plan, because Tech Soup is not hard to play. You just kind of do the best thing on turn 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you play your tech on turn 5 and 6. I think it's pretty bad for Snap. But yeah, it's bad for fun having, and I'm a fun haver, you know? Like, not everyone's okay with losing 8 cubes 5 games in a row because Shang-Chi isn't real, and he is real. So yeah, it's pretty bad for the people who want to have fun.
Yeah, it's a frustrating situation with all the tech that can exist. And we go through those phases, but I think what Zen8 said is right, is when TechSoup becomes the main deck that you're seeing, chances are it's because something else that's out there is dominating so heavily. So I think it's definitely a sign that the meta needs some changing potentially, or that something is just too dominant. And that can, the problem with that isn't so much for the decks that are the dominant decks, but the decks that are hitting the crossfire by it that you want to be able to enjoy yourself with, and you can't because you're having to tech against the other crappy decks. So yeah, I think it's not a great sign. It does remove some of the fun of being able to just play now.
So that's 3 sells. Oh no, that's 3 buys, right?
That's 3
Everyone
buys.
agrees?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess I have to sell then, right?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, look, someone's got to sell. I'm not going to let us have. We're not all fucking agreeing. Sorry. So
I think
it's
you go
only
first.
it's only bad for Snap in tournaments. Like in tournaments, it's a genuine problem that this like it feels like all the top decks are varieties of this. So like everyone was like Thanos so bad. Thanos was Tech Soup, right? Like it was Thanos Tech Soup. The deck that what's his name? Jakub hit took to the finals was Tech Soup, and everyone was like, roar, and played Thanos Arisham, roar. It's like, well, the other deck was Tech Soup. It's not like that's fucking some original, like, great idea, right? Like, it's like, here, look, it's Tech Soup or Arisham. right? Like,
Arishem was also Tech Soup.
I
just wanna
know,
put it in there.
Correct.
fair. Tech Soup or Tech Soup or Tech Soup. Like 8 of the top 10 decks are Tech Soup, and I think that's disgusting in a tournament. I don't think that's generally the case on ladder, right? We just saw the
Mhm.
Victoria hand list that's not running a ton of tech. We've got Chamo who's running a bunch of tech, but he also plays 10 million games. That man streams as much as Dark Razor does, which is to say a lot, all day, every day. But like, I think on ladder there's enough diversity even in the top that it's not that big a deal. I think that certain players really love it, but on ladder it's much easier to punish if you know what you're doing. Like you can throw like even you can run Cosmo for the Invisible Woman, right? But most versions of Tech Soup don't run Invisible Woman, so you should be able to effectively throw Prio. If you effectively throw Prio, Killmonger is not going to beat the Victoria hand list. The Nimrod decks are just like, well, unless you specifically get Shadow King in the right spot at the right time, I don't really give a shit, right? Like the move decks don't care. There's enough decks that just don't give a shit that it like I think is fine on ladder. It's genuinely a tournament problem.
By the way, I find it funny that right now the top 2 decks in the top 10% of Infinite are both move-related decks. And I think 6 months ago, that would just not have been even possible. Well, maybe 6 months ago, but you know what I mean.
I mean, this deck is Surge is the only remotely new card. Outside of Surge, the newest card is Gwenpool.
Oh, Merlin.
Yeah.
Oh, Merlin. Okay, Merlin really does help.
Yeah,
Merlin
these
really does
broken
help.
2 card. These broken 2-drop season pass cards, I swear. They keep doing them.
Yeah,
But I think this
that's
is
a
the
later
type of
topic.
deck.
Let's save Merlin.
I think this is the type of deck that you start playing after you just lose a whole bunch of games in a row and you're frustrated that your fun deck isn't working. Like this is what you turn to be like, okay, I need to win something so that I don't feel like I suck at this game. Like that's the whole feeling like with this type of deck, in my opinion.
I honestly think these decks are really easy to play. Really easy to play if you're a good player kind of thing. Like if I put like any like top 1 trick, like Danish could probably play this deck, etc. Like the
Danish would
problem is,
never play this deck.
he would never because it's boring and it's criminal. Like I would also never play this deck. But I think it stifles a lot of creativity on ladder because like you're dead to Shang. Great, this deck runs Shang. You're dead to Enchantress. You're dead to Killmonger. And guess what? I could just be playing those cards instead. And like I said, it's more fun to not let your opponent play the game than it is to let them play the game. Like, I wasn't playing Galactus on Hot Location. I was playing Armor and Cosmo on Hot Location. It was so fun. Let me tell you.
I don't disagree that this is stifling, but I think some amount of stifling the like roll super high metagame is necessary. Because otherwise, like if there's no, let's say we get rid of every tech card in the game, what's the best deck?
Negative.
Yeah, right? Like fucking immediately. Negative is the best deck in the game. And as soon as we get rid of all the tech, negative is the best deck. And then if we like say Mobius is the only tech card, I'm sure within like 5 minutes we can come up with the next thing that puts up stupid points that like Shank, you know what I mean? So like this kind of like there does have to be some fun police in a card game. Otherwise it just becomes who can do the most degenerate combo. And like that seems really cool, but we've all played high voltage.
That's high voltage, yeah.
And that shit gets boring and like you play like 4 games, you're like, yep, cool. Look at all the numbers go, brr, and then you're done.
Yeah, I just have more fun figuring out how to beat negative than I have trying to figure out how to beat Sarah Tech. Because like against negative, you don't have to play Mobius to beat negative. Like these negative fools in 2025 are still playing Magic. Let me tell you the number of 8-cubers I've won against them. I looked at my stats. I'm like plus
they have
like
to run Magic.
Yeah, no, but I'm telling you, you play Magic in this meta, you're dead.
I don't think that's necessarily true. Outside of Merlin, you're okay.
Yeah, but Merlin.
But everybody's running Merlin.
You know?
Yeah. And so it used to be Merlin and Reality Stone, right? Like, so we're at half of the problem card that we used to be.
I think it's just bad from a tech building perspective and a fun having perspective. Like I agree with you, it's not bad for ladder. Like you can climb with this being the best thing to do on ladder. Other people will still climb, but like, what about the Morgan Le Fay enjoyers, man? Like, I don't have fun playing against tech.
Why did you say that plural? Morgan Le Fay enjoyer. Enjoyer. Singular.
Yeah.
I really like Morgan too. But yeah, I think Morgan, outside of the Invisible Woman Killmonger part of this, has a reasonable matchup because it's got no fucking power on the board until it goes off at the end.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I stomp on this with Morgan Le Fay.
Unless
Um,
they invisible women killmonger you, and then you're like, oh, Sag.
my
Right?
Morgan
Like,
Le Fay deck runs Cosmo. The stats on my Morgan Le Fay deck are actually
so all right,
disgusting.
so you run Cosmo and everything. Got it. Understood. Your
Okay,
name should be Cosmo Enjoyer, but that's fine.
I'm just telling you. Okay, here's the secret. Here's my little secret. If your deck is bad, you don't need a 12 card deck. You need a 10 card deck with the last two cards being Cosmo and Juggernaut. I promise you, you will win games.
Yeah.
Just
Juggernaut is completely stupid.
don't build decks with 12 cards. Build deck with 10 cards if you're playing bad cards. As long as you have Cosmo Jug, you will find a way.
Yeah, very sure. Look, you have to.
Noted.
The end of every game. I actually don't plan for Cosmo because outside of you, no one fucking plays Cosmo. But I sit. One of my like last term heuristics when I actually want to climb is am I dead to Shang? Am I dead to Jug? And if I can't play around both of them, I usually just run because like they have one of the two, and if I don't know which, you know what I mean. I usually know most decks, right? So like I can tell what they're running. If I'm dead to Shang and I'm dead to Jug, it's time to just go.
Yeah, I think tech cards should be a crutch for bad cards to be built around. They shouldn't be a crutch for good cards to play. Like you should be able to play tech cards with like
Ooh.
Morgan to win. But like Galacta decks don't need to be running these tech cards. Like
I mean,
you're already doing good enough stuff.
is this
It's very cringe.
this deck has no good cards in it. It is tech.
You have Surge, Merlin,
That's just
Gwenpool.
those are the most generic good cards in the game. You know what decks have Surge and Merlin in them?
Yeah, all
Marvel
of them.
Snap decks. Marvel
Yeah.
Snap decks. And,
And I'm telling you,
I'm excited for Fantastic literally just because I want to see if it maybe takes Surge out of 3 decks. I
it's
know the
not.
answer is we're going to run both. I'm aware. But like for a few days, it's going to be a really interesting question until everyone realizes both is fine. I run those two in Merlin, and I have 3 2-drops in every deck. Have a great day. But for a few days there, just wait for it. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah,
Alright.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's stifling creativity.
Texu. Galacta isn't a top 3 4-drop or a top 5 card anymore. Newman?
I mean, I don't have a strong opinion either way. I think I lean more towards yes, just because in its previous iteration it felt way more busted, but I still think it's a really good card. The work it used to do just felt way more impactful. So I'll buy for now, but I'm easy to sway on this one. Just I don't know. It's still in a lot of decks that get pushed out on snap judgments and things that I find on Untapped. So it's still doing good work, but I would say that it's not at the tippity top like it used to be.
Yeah, I'm looking. Heart of the Cards is not in the top 10. This card is bad. I just did a quick rank check on that guy. I don't think Galacta's good. Rank 35 Heart of the Cards. He's barely pushing 9,000.
He's not playing, in fairness. Like, in fairness, he's played like 12 games this week.
Yeah, because Galacta's not a top 3 or 4 or 5 cards. I'm letting the expert speak for himself.
Nick?
Yeah, it's I don't think it is anymore. I think that point of power definitely hurts a lot and adds up in the grand scheme of things. And there are then better options to play.
So I can't even devil's advocate this. I think that this is like I don't the card's not bad, right? It's got its homes, but like I think it's just worse than Galacta now. It's worse than Shang-Chi now. Like whereas before I think it was the best card in the game. Like I think it's fine. It's a card that you run if you're doing some very specific things. But like you're like you used to be like I will always there's no card I'd rather play on 4. There's no card I'd rather play on 3. And about 70% of the time I'm playing this shit on 5 with a 1-drop 2. I'm not doing any of that anymore, right? Like there's a bunch of 3s I'd rather play. There's a bunch of 4s I'd rather play, and I don't really especially need the 410 to play on 5. So like I don't know, I just don't give a shit. Like I need to be running a card like Mr. Sinister that amplifies it for it to be useful anymore. And that didn't used to be the case. You should just be enough stats that I didn't care. And now I very much care, even if it does get one of those stats back at something. Makes me sad though. I think it's opened up the game in a really fun way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think numerically, Galacta should have never been the way that she was with the +3. I think Marvel Snap and +3 has a really bad history. I think Snap and +3 has a really bad history, especially if you consider like every deck that was good with Galacta, or half of them were running Zabu Surge. So people were calling that card a 512. Nah, Galacta's like a or 412. Galacta's like a 415, 421 on a like average deck that's using her properly. Like, because I think Galacta versus Gwenpool, the earlier you play her does matter. Gwenpool's a linear, like a static 412. Galacta is now a 412 on a high roll. Used to be 412 on average. So I mean, just numbers wise, she's at a
411.
much more reasonable place. Oh yeah, 411. It was a 4-5. I mean, she was not.
It was just you were trying to like in regular decks she was a 411, but you were using her as a way to like move your power around. Like you're using her as a way to make one lane big enough that another lane can be won by a tech card. And now she doesn't make one lane quite big enough to guarantee that anymore. Is ultimately what I think it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. Numbers wise,
and when you're playing against certain streamers, on the end of their stream, you forget that she doesn't do 3 anymore, and then you lose.
Oh, you can't count? That seems bad.
No.
Just, I don't know.
Or
I can count
read.
one, 2, 3. No, 2. Stop at 2. All right.
Hey, I never said I was good at math.
All right. I don't think she's bad. I think she's like a B tier card. I just think she was like the top of S before. Like I did the tier list on the big stream where I had her in B tier, and I was like, I have no confidence in this. It was like 2 days after the change, and now a week after, I'm very confident that she's a B tier card, not an A or S. Yeah, like that's a heavy fall, right? Like from best card in the game down to B. I do think it's good for the game though. I think her being less good outside of Tech Soup, the meta is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Does she need to be better though? But I guess let's move on. I won't keep us on that.
Why does she need to be better? Like she's fine. She's still a good card. It's not like she's not in decks. She was the best card. She was a top 3 card in the game for 7 months. Like that feels like a good run.
And you just don't build a deck around getting only her out on turn.
Yeah.
3, hopefully, if you Zabu. It's just a good card.
Yeah. Well, and I think this kind of ties into the next question as well. So we might as well just continue it there.
So buy or sell, must-have season pass cards are better than those that are easily skippable. I.e., we would rather them release more Merlins than Esme Cuckoos, more Galactas than Agamottos. Mr. Newman?
I mean, as someone who gets the season pass every season, I would say, yes, give me better cards. And there are definitely some stinkers that we've gotten, but I think it probably is annoying if you are free to play to have Merlin locked away for a while. Or OG Surfer when that was a thing. Same with OG Zabu, like the good old stuff. But I think that they're definitely incentivizing buying the pass for a reason. I really never played with Esme because yes, she is a bit of a stinker. She goes in negative, so that's great, I guess. But I think I'd rather have cards that do something unique, and I think that Merlin does something unique and interesting, especially for a 2-drop. And so, yes, good card, but it's a more interesting card in my opinion than Esme was as well. And so I think that for me, that's more what I'm looking for. Is I want something that I can't do any other way other than with that card. So yeah, I think I buy this one for sure.
Yeah, I'm a buyer of the season pass, so I'll buy this take as well because I think having an OP card that's very accessible makes the rest of the month much more bearable. Like I just think this whole month, every card's been underpowered, but to fix that problem, I've been playing Merlin in the decks. Because you know who's not underpowered? Merlin. And I just think like if Esme was released this month, it would make trying to make MLF work, trying to make Dormammu work, trying to make all these other cards work. It'd be a lot harder to try to make these cards work without some sort of OP card guaranteed in the meta. Like, you know, like if Sam Wilson was released in his initial state this month, I'd be having so much more fun with Ironheart or other cards like that, you know? I think it's good from a deck building perspective. And if you just sit down and accept this game as like you pay X dollars a month to have more fun, then I would buy this take.
Yep, I'm buying the stake as well. I think in order to keep this game healthy, there needs to be reasons for people to put money into it. I don't think those skip months are good. They may be better for people who are free to play, or they may think that it's better, and it may be frustrating for those that are free to play. But I think as a whole, for the health of Snap, we need to have reasons for people to spend money on this game. The cosmetics are one thing, but having a card that does have some strength to it, that provides an interesting, like Merlin is a really fun card. Merlin brings a completely separate archetype and play type to the game versus Esme Cuckoo, who can be a very good card, but is much more limited. Yeah, I don't think you want people going, I think I'll skip this card this month, because unless there is an amazing backup card that's going to be really strong that they can get with tokens, I think you want to keep that regular income coming through.
I don't work for Second Dinner, so I'm not worried about their regular income. But I will tell you straight up that, like, when the season pass is boring, the season is more boring. People just give less of a shit, even if the other cards are really good. Which I don't think has happened, like, with a really good season with a bad season pass since like Symbiote Spider-Man season. It's been a while. But I do think that, like, the season pass being more interesting generally means that the game is significantly more interesting. It means people are building more decks and trying more things, versus if the season pass is boring, where it feels like nothing changes. You better have an earth-shattering OTA, where the game's just going to stay the complete same for a month. But I also want to say something about free-to-play players. And, like, this isn't all free-to-play players, but holy shit are a lot of free-to-play players in Typed. Like, I can't build that, therefore it shouldn't exist, is not a fucking valid take. Sorry, some of us have spent the money. I know you don't have to, you don't want to, and you don't have to, but that doesn't make everyone else responsible for your decisions. Stop acting like we shouldn't have good things because you don't want to spend money. That's fine, right? Like, if you don't, like, want to spend money, that's fine, but accept the limitation that comes with that, or play a different game. Like, it's just, that is going to be the case. We've established this literally since Snap was released. At this point, there's no mystery. This isn't some big change. I understand frustration about changes to expectations, but that is the case of Marvel Snap. That is how Marvel Snap works. Deal with it. Merlin is better for the game than Esme Cuckoo, although Merlin very badly needs a nerf. He is better for the game than Esme Cuckoo. I think you start with him in a 2-2, because there's very little reason for Merlin to have a head of rate stats.
Other than it's a season pass card.
Yeah.
Right, that to sell. But even then, I don't think it's going to lose that much play. A 2-2, like, Merlin is, like, Merlin.
It's fun. It's a fun card that does a lot of stuff.
Merlin says, I get the best part of Thanos, right? I get the best part of Thanos. I get a Wiccan turn once or twice per game, and I get to, like, do really cool stuff with cards I wouldn't otherwise play, like Sentry. Yeah, I'm in for all three of those things.
I would probably be still playing Merlin if he was a 2-1. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I would still be playing him. So yeah, 2-3. You know, like, man, release Sam Wilson. What a card! Like, like, these cards are fun to play around.
Yeah. Look, I don't always love them. My least favorite design card of the year, period, maybe of the last 2 years, although I'd have to, like, look back to be sure, is Iron Patriot. I hate Iron Patriot's design. I think Iron Patriot made Marvel Snap severely unfun for a couple months.
Oh,
yeah, look, I know some people liked it, but, like, the idea, like, because of the snap mechanic, people playing Iron Patriot, then winning it, and then snapping was just like, okay, bye, for way too long.
Qs per minute was so insane. That's my favorite statistic in the game. I love Iron Patriot.
Yeah, so I hate that. I hate that design. I don't like the variants. I want to, like, I want to have a range of things to play around, and Iron Patriot does not give you a range. Like, Valentina gives you a range, right? You can be like, what 6-drop did they get? What 3, 4, or 5 6-drop did they get? And how much does it cost? Is a fucking nightmare. You cannot play around that. That is not a reasonable thing to do and play around. I absolutely hate Iron Patriot. One of the worst design cards ever. Like, also Copycat. You don't know if they have it, and you don't know what it is, and that is miserable. Look, you can like it all you want, but it does not allow you to play good Marvel Snap. It says you have to make, like, bad decisions. And, like, there's enough RNG in this.
Well, but I think that's a pretty high level, like, way of thinking about it too, which is where you're at. Like, if someone gets No, and that's wonderful, and I appreciate that greatly. I think for me, when I see someone play Iron Patriot, I'm like, I'm never friggin'. Do I have Mobius? If not, oh well. Like, here we go. Hopefully, I can still win. But it's definitely, or it was a humongous snap condition for a while. I don't know that I hate it though. Like Iron Patriots, it's the variance, it's the RNG that I think is still fun. But I think the card overall, it was just in everything. And I didn't really understand why it was in everything for a while, because I don't know, you could get garbage, but you could get something great, I guess, too. I don't know.
I love Iron Patriot. I think the mini game of make them leave by turn 3 has been my favorite mini game in Snap for the last like 3 months or so. You play Makar, you play Hydra Bob, you slam down an Iron Patriot, you get a discount, they leave.
Well,
That's
how many of these cards were nerfed? Right? Like every card in that package was nerfed. Every single card in that package was nerfed.
And I'm just saying, like, it allows me to get 20 games of Marvel Snap in an hour. Like, that's pretty nice. Like, more games is so fun.
You're not playing games, though. You're getting stats for playing games. 3 turns is not a game of Marvel Snap.
It is for me when my whole deck is built around it. I send other streamers my deck, and they're like, how does it win? It's the deck I told you.
Because Zenade snaps literally every turn. You have to understand, like, it is impossible to overstate that I've never played a game against him where he has no snaps. Ever. Not once. I play him all the time. We're in the same MMR bracket, clearly. Because how often do we play? Like, every time we're both on, like, 3 or 4 times? You literally always snap. I don't run from your snaps because it's just you. I'm like, oh, he's just snapping because it's him. Let's see. I can always run later.
Yeah.
You know, like with women...
I am of the firm belief that every game you play should be at least a 2-cuber. Because
I agree, but I don't have to snap on turn 2 to get there, usually.
Well, yeah, because you're not living by the mantra well enough. Like you're playing too many 1-cubers. Like, if my game is unplayable, I'll leave for 1. Like, I will leave before turn 6 for 1 cube, because that's just criminal. Like, if I draw all my top end, I'm leaving. I'm not staying and trying to bull some bullshit. That's not a game of Marvel Snap. What is a game of Marvel Snap is snapping onto 2 and making sure you have to guess what I have in hand, even if it's nothing.
It's usually nothing. All right, continue.
Clearly, it's not nothing often enough that the quantity over quality ends up winning out.
So I have a friend who, when I started playing Marvel Snap, he's a poker pro. He had played, I've mentioned him a few times on the chat, I guess in the channel, probably like 5 times over the years. He played with all the original World Series of Poker people. He decided he wanted to go on a vacation. He went and played online poker for like an hour. And I was like, okay, I have enough money. I'll meet you in place X at date Y. And I was like, what the fuck? He's like, I just went and played some poker. Like, he's brilliant at poker. So he played Marvel Snap and he went, you just snap every game. Every game you should snap. Like, the math says you should snap. It's the same thing as not snapping. And I was like, that math can't be right. And he's like, no. Just like, if it's a ladder system, you should just snap every game. Assuming you're winning more than 50% of your games, snap every game. And you can still retreat. You don't have to stay because you snapped, but like, you have to snap every game. So
I like that take. That man is a very smart man.
I mean, no, he's like, we've played competitive, like 3 or 4 competitive card games. He's like not smart. He's literally a genius. Probably the single like most effective like card player I've ever met. He would lose tournaments because like he was like 5 years older than me and would just get sleepy. Just like at the end of the tournament, like, I'm tired. Just like start doing things in the game.
Yeah, on stream recently, people have been telling me to snap back. Biggest mistake of their lives.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Is you're putting it out there, and I think I remember this was a big Lambie thing when he was trying to coach people, was make them pay to see what you've got. And it makes sense. It just scares me. Like I am irrationally scared of snapping. If I never had to snap, I probably wouldn't. And I know that's the wrong way of playing. I know that's one of the things that limits my rank in Infinite. It limits my various things. Like, I think being aggressive in your snapping is the key to actually having real success.
So, when I was a top 100 player, I was snapping almost every game. Now that I've become content pilled, I almost never snap on stream. Because if I snap on stream, enough of the time they run that I'm not getting like no one wants to watch me snap and watch people retreat. That is very, very boring. And most of my games now are on stream. If I'm not playing on stream, I'm just doing dailies, right? So like it has changed the way I play for the negative for sure. But like you should generally be like someone should be snapping most games. If not you, someone should be snapping almost every game.
All right, so let me give my serious 2 cents on snapping. You should desensitize yourself to losing 8 cubes because it'll make you a better player. Like, if you're genuinely getting to play a game with your deck and your deck is decent, you should be playing for 2, 4, or 8, right? It's like if you have a hand in poker and you're folding it, you're folding for 1. But if you get to play a game, like if you have like I just learned poker the other day. I don't know, like if you have like Jack 10 or something, like you have a playable hand, that game should be for 2 cubes. And you can leave for 2. Because honestly, on ladder, people are using retreating and snapping as like a crutch. No one's snapping you back if you snap for 2. Because they'll be like, that guy snapped, like you never get punished. So all your games are 2, 4, 8. Like very rarely will you snap turn 2 in a game and your opponent snap you back and you not be able to leave for 2. You're never forced into a 4 cube game at that point. Like, so just send your games for 2. Like, what's gonna happen? What's the worst that could happen?
Huh.
I don't disagree in any real way. Generally speaking, so all right. I think you should generally be running if you don't have good stuff and your opponent snaps you because of the way most people play ladder. But I think you should also generally be snapping. Almost every game of Marvel Snap should have someone snap.
Yeah, and
it doesn't have to be.
It,
yes, I'm aware. So I think that's probably too much. But almost every game of Marvel Snap should have someone snapping. Almost no game should be played for 2 cubes at the end of the game. Just in sheer like volume of it doesn't fucking matter, right? Like in terms of like long-term Marvel Snapping, gaining and losing 2 cubes is so little. Gaining, losing 4 cubes, you're literally doubling your growth rate or decay rate. But like, again, if your win rate is above 50%, and if you use any of the trackers, you can check your win rate, right? My win rate is lifetime, generally speaking, when I give a shit. Hey, Alex, my win rate generally is about 54%. Like that is my lifetime. Like at post infinite, I usually win about 54% of my games. And my cube rate used to be great, except now I stream. My cube rate is like dead even. Because I have to keep people in the damn game. So I'm only staying in for big cube games when like it's not favoring me, right? Because I'm like not snapping on my good hands. So my good hands are winning 2 cubes so that I can show people how the deck works on low cube hands versus high cube hands, which is the price of doing content, I guess. Well, I mean, you could not care. You could be totally super optimal like Cam, but Cam's like not, to his own admission, not the best snapper in the world.
You could also make content out of you bully snapping. I'm pretty sure people watch my stream just to watch people leave. Like, I don't play the game of Marvel Snap.
Yes, that's fair. But my content is fundamentally built around decks, right? My content is more than anything else built around showing off decks, whether it be my YouTube or the Twitch. My YouTube is around playing the decks that I show or figuring out what decks to show. And if I'm showing them just snapping, that's something Lambie does, right? Like that's really effective Lambie content. Like optimal play lines is really effective content for certain people. That's not where my personal content lives in the game. And I understand that. I respect that. And I don't fucking look. Once I hit top 100, I can do this whenever I want. And I just never fucking doing it again. But like I should have finished 40 that season if I didn't have one bad day. And I was like, well, this is doable. I just have to actually like be smart when I play. I understand exactly what be smart when I play is. I know what all the math is. And I also recognize that that is not great content, at least for my particular needs and audience.
Yep. Dennis was making fun of me for being unranked the other day, and now I have a rank. I'm almost top 1,000 again. So
nice. I'm about 1,300, and I've barely played this season. I haven't finished below the top 500 since I don't know, like a year since like before the Blink season. But I'm gonna finish like 1,300 this season just because like who has time? Like I'm trying to move around the world. I don't have time to fucking care about my rank.
You don't have time.
Yeah, I'm playing Marvel Snap. I'm just like half paying attention. Like Snap, okay, I don't care. I need to play 3 drops. I don't fucking care. Oops, did I just play a random 3 drop last turn so I can get off? Great. All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Let us go to our next buy or sell, which is OP surge releases are better than flashy but not great releases like Dormammu.
Sorry, you didn't say who should go first.
You go first. We go in the same order.
I got this. Sorry, Zenade. My bad. I think that Dormammu was the card I was the most excited for this season, period, because it's so different and it just seemed like my thing. Like it's a Cthulhu monster, like HP Lovecraft nightmare stuff. I liked the idea and the concept of it, and it's fun. Like it's a fun card to play. But I think that cards like Surge are what get people to buy stuff, right? Like that's you buy tokens if you don't have them, so you could get Surge. I don't think you do that just because there's a fun card out there. I don't think Dormammu is the greatest card of the season, but I think it's the most fun that I've had this season was messing around with that stuff and playing very suboptimal dumb decks just because I wanted to see what the card could do. So I would much rather I would much rather just go for something that's flashy and fun than something that's OP.
So you're selling.
I am selling. It's my first sell, but it's I've changed a lot. I'm not trying to grind for the top 1 or 20 or whatever. Like I just want to have fun. Newmans just want to have fun. And I think Dormammu was some of the most fun I've had this season. So fight me on fun. Good luck.
Sen?
This Dormammu card sucks, man. Like this
That's
Dormammu
so
card
rude.
is so bad.
Chilling in the rank 7 deck in the world with a 59% win rate at Infinite with hundreds of games, my friend.
Yeah, and it sucks. I can hit like I'm just talking from like how does it feel to play this deck and build around this card perspective. I have a lot more fun building decks around Surge. I prefer
What? Surge is the least fun card. You play it and it like nothing. Like Surge isn't fun. That's bullshit. Surge is strong. There is zero fun factor to
when
Surge.
there is a strong card, it is the enabler of bad card decks. Like
sure.
Like,
and yeah, like Galacta and Gwenpool, those bad cards.
Yeah, well, I was making fun decks work. Like I was playing Malekith Sauron with Galacta because she was so broken. I just had to slam a Frigga in it and make it work. Like you could still compete on ladder if you were a good enough player by building around these OP cards. It says flashy and not that great. I just feel like the not that great that Second Dinner has been pushing out has been too bad. But I like it's been way too bad. Like these cards, but that's like that niche. Like I love trying to make bad cards work. Like if they made flashy great cards, I would never be playing it. Like if Dormammu was really good, I would never play that card because that's just the face of the meta, right? So I don't want them to take more risks by making the flashy cards better because like if Destroy was every game, you'd be depressed, right? So like I like the OP Surge releases. I'm a buyer on this one just because like if you get an OP Surge release and you get 4 mid cards, the 4 mid cards are still playable. But if you get like a flashy, not great one, and then they push it a little too far, then like everything else is like, if Dormammu was the new Thanos, I'd be so sad. But then I'd also be playing Cosmo and Armor every game, so maybe I wouldn't be very sad.
Yeah, it's very different than now. Nick?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Surge, but at the same time, Surge to me was or should have been the season pass for that month. It feels like they got swapped around with Cuckoo and they accidentally picked Cuckoo to be the season pass card instead of Surge.
Surge is the season pass card next spell.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. This one I'm kind of torn on. I do wish cards like Dormammu were, I think, a little bit more flexible. I think maybe the way to describe it. I don't know if I would say that. Yeah, I like stuff like the Surge release. It came out of nowhere, and a lot of people didn't really consider it beforehand. So it was a nice surprise. It was just frustrating. Like I think with a lot of things, it's frustrating seeing those OP cards in every single deck. Everybody gets them. Everybody plays them nonstop. So that's less fun.
So I'm a very sell here. I just want less good stuff in Marvel Snap. There's too many good stuff decks. There's too many decks that are just like here's a bunch of good cards in a pile. Like this is 11 good cards and 1 jank card, right? Like the Chamo deck, the Sarah deck. They're running a bunch of tech, some of them, but they're all just like running like here's Merlin, here's Surge, here's some good card soup. Like I think good card soup is getting very boring, and I want decks to do theme things. Like the current Professor X thing that's not that good is really fun. The Morgan Le Fay stuff is really good. The The Phoenix Force stuff is really good. The move stuff is really good, but those are all decks that do things. What does a Surge Merlin deck, outside of the Annihilus ones, what does it do? It plays cards that are powerful. Oh, okay. Like, does it like I'm fine for good stuff to exist. It's just the meta in Marvel Snap has been good stuff X for like a year and a half straight. Right? Like,
that's fair.
It's just I'm ready for the meta to not be good stuff S. Release stuff like Dormammu that's flashy and weird and themed and push it a little bit. Right? Like, give me that. Like, yes, I think that like Morgan and Dormammu are a little too weak. But like, I think that them pushed a little bit more makes the meta better than them pushing cards like Surge. Pushing cards like Surge, we know where that leaves us. That leaves us with the exact same fucking good stuff decks we've been playing for 2 years. Since fucking the Darkhawk Black Bolt deck, like 2 years ago, the meta has been good stuff almost every month. It's been just a different flavor of good stuff. Like 3 different cards in the same good stuff package.
Before that, we had Leader Leech, actually. So
that was way before
good
that.
Times.
That was like 7 or 8 months before that.
I think though, like, they're doing the correct approach in OTAs. They're not taking the correct approach in card releases. But if they were making riskier card releases, they would have to nerf the new cards in the OTAs. And I think it's way better for them to be buffing the new cards in the OTAs. Like, if you look at the most recent OTA, they nerfed Red Guardian and Galacta, which go in the tech soup piles, right?
Sure, but they buffed.
Like Iron
what they buff?
Misery,
yeah, what new card did they buff?
Ancient One's pretty new. Like,
yeah, agreed. How many times have you seen Ancient One since then? Like, is Ancient One actually in good decks?
That one bounce deck.
Smiles is building it. Yeah, like people are building it.
People are building it, but like
it's just not enough good players build decks. Like, not enough good players are deck builders.
It's also just not very good still. Sorry. Like, the problem with Ancient One is it's really, really, really helpful at winning one lane. And it's really, really, really rough to win more than one lane outside of Ms. Marvel.
Playing C5 with Ancient One feels really fun. Like, I was building it,
but it is also not good.
Oh, I actually think C5 is a sleeper. I think C5 is actually good.
I think it's fun. I don't think it's good. I played a lot of it. I don't think it's good.
Oh, I think it's actually insanely good. Like, I think it's, if you tech right, and you play Ghost in it, I think it's actually insanely good. You get Ghost Sarah, you don't get Mobius. I'm pretty sure any game you get Sarah out and you get Cerebral on the board, you win the game. I think it's insanely good. I was playing it, like, I snapping every game, but I had like a 60% win rate, and that's like good enough for me.
Also, this recent OTA was huge. They've been really lowballing the OTAs lately. We had a bunch of OTAs in a row that were like 3 cards no one gave a shit about.
Yeah, like Wolfsbane, that card. Ooh, nah.
I think Wolfsbane might actually have legs, and we're sleeping on it. So.
I think like, if MLF was released, or Morgan Le Freeman was released stronger than she was, I would be having a field day.
So seriously, why is Misery a 4/9 and not her?
Dude,
am I wrong?
Don't talk to me about Misery. That Misery card, I don't know why that card was in the OTA.
But no, I do, because Misery pushes a different type of deck. Misery is not a good stuff deck. Misery goes in hyper-specific builds. It goes in weird Phoenix Force shit, and it goes in Victoria Hand. Right? Like, that's the 2 types of decks Misery goes in. I'm not kidding. But like, we have that for Misery, so push Misery, so you want to play those decks, because otherwise what you do is you just run Galacta and fucking Gwenpool until the world ends, because there's so much more stats than Misery. So like, if that's going to be the case, then fucking push like these pure build around cards. You're not running Morgan Le Fay in a deck that runs Galacta and Gwenpool, or maybe Gwenpool, but definitely not Galacta. So like, why would you not just push her, make her a 4/9, and then all of a sudden we have this really exciting card that people are going to build around? If Dormammu's spells were 0/1/2, and he starts as a 4/12, a 7/12 or 7/13, like, now we're really, really cooking with gas, right? Or at least his power can't be reduced.
I'm just saying, like, I'm scared if Second Dinner pushes newer cards that are stronger and archetype defining, just because, like, that would be all that's being on ladder. Like, my super secret Morgan Le Fay deck, like, me and another top infinite player have been playing it. It's like pushing like almost a 1 cube rate with like 60% win rate. Like, And if that was just the face of like meta, like I would be kind of sad.
But it wouldn't
Um,
be, because then people would run things against it, and then like we would actually have other, like, I'm not saying release Morgan at push rate. I'm saying release Morgan at a push rate, and Dormammu at a push rate, and Ancient One at a push rate, and let's actually see which of these is best. And then if you need to nerf one of them, that's fucking fine, right? But like to just release all of them, like release things that aren't good stuff soup powerful. Because they had no problem releasing Surge at a rate where they're going to have to nerf some Surge sooner or later, right? Like they have no problem releasing because every card in that good card list, every single card in that good card list, outside of like Shang and Enchantress, has been nerfed to hell. Every one. Like,
yeah,
like
I've been swung.
why are we only nerfing good cards?
I mean, yeah, I've been swung. I like. You know, I was thinking about the greater good of Marvel Snap, but give me a new OP card toy to play with.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I love OP
Okay.
toys.
Yes, hell yeah. Give me an
I'm being
OP.
nerfed.
Give me an
I
OP.
don't need
Give
any
me
of the underpowered toys.
give me a pushed card like every second week, and then we'll see what the best push card is.
Well, we have First Steps coming out, and let me tell you, those cards don't look underpowered at all.
Yeah, but they all look good cards. They're all fucking going in established good cards lists.
Yeah.
So
And
like,
I'm
right,
gonna have fun playing them.
they're super pushed, but they're super pushed. You know, where does the great Human Torch go? Oh, it's a surfer deck. Wow, that's a real new archetype. We're really pushing something that's not just good card soup now. Oh, so we now have a 3 to play on 3 and surfer. Ooh boy, look at the meta getting new toys. Oh, the best card of the season? Ooh, oh, it's Surge again. Shit, they're releasing Surge twice in 2 months? Like, they're just pushing, like, the pushed cards are the same fucking thing over and over again. All right.
Yeah.
That's why this one was here, because I've been waiting to get that take off my chest. All right.
I just want to have fun. I just want to remind everyone, fun is good.
Hawthorne Newman
Agreed.
is the titular girls.
Amen.
All right. Buy or sell. Number 6. We're going long tonight. Season Pass card premium. So if anyone doesn't know this, the Season Pass premium, the $21 version. Season Pass card premium, the $21 version, is now going to come with a card that you can only get that way for that 1 month. The first month, that's going to be a Fantastic card. That's a 4/7 activate, give all of your end of turn cards +2 power. And the next card is going to be Silver Surfer First Steps, who is a 3/4 activate. Does she activate? No, if you're winning this lane, re-trigger and on reveal.
Yo.
So is it good to have Season Pass premium cards be like having Season Pass premium cards exist, selling an extra card for $10 a month?
Yes. But that is only coming from me, Thor Newman, as someone who has bought the $20 thing every single month since I started playing the freaking game. And I feel like I'm finally going to be rewarded for my money poorly spent. I think if you just think about the value of another card per season, where it's not just giving you a random variant or whatever they were giving out with the current passes and 10 levels, it's 2 cards. One of them costs $10. So you're getting 2 cards for $20. I think that is totally fine, and I think it justifies the past way more than it has been. So I'm stoked because it feels like I'm getting my money's worth finally.
Yeah, I think the free-to-play players are going to hate us after this podcast. I'm going to be so for real. Because, like, just from a card game perspective, if I'm buying premium season pass all year long, it's like $130 a month on a card game. Like, if I was playing any other card game, I'm pretty sure I could go premium season pass free-to-play. Or, like, you know, premium to play or whatever. And I would have a lot of fun doing it if it stopped them from making situations like the kiddo situation happen, right? Like if this additional income was like, you know, they didn't release egregiously paywalled cards, like I'm okay with $20. Like other packs, like other set expansions for other card games, you're spending like 50 to 100. Like if our set expansion is $20 a month, I'm generally okay with that. As long as you don't treat Marvel Snap like a competitive game. But then like even like Hearthstone, other games like that, like people in high level like games we're paying a lot of money on set releases anyway. So I don't see why Snap should get a lot of kind of discredit for trying to do that on their own, as long as they're upfront about it.
I'm very torn on this. Like, I see the benefit as far as from a financial perspective, again, keeping the game active and keeping the game engaged financially with people. If there's something that can encourage them to spend that extra and that helps bring more into the game, I think there's a lot of benefit to that. I still am hesitant about having cards locked behind that kind of paywall when you're already in one level of paywall, and if they're just bad cards, then no one's going to buy it anyway. So this one I'm really torn on. I thought I would have a hot take on this when it came up to it, but I don't. I like it and dislike it all at the same time. So I'm a fence sitter.
Sell. Fuck this. They're doubling the cost. They're doubling the cost to play what it costs to stay competitive in World Snap. Asking me to pay $10 a month is fine. Asking me to pay $15, I'm a little annoyed, but fine. Asking me to play $25 to be able to keep up with everything in Marvel Snap is a fucking lot of money. That's way more than a Netflix subscription. Like even the big tier Netflix subscriptions, right? Like this is too much. This is a bridge too far for me. And like I'm gonna buy it because again, content creation, I need the cards. I really am torn. I'm only buying the season pass right now, but I am buying the season pass premium because I don't think I'm allowed to not have these with the content I need to make. But like I hate it. And I don't hate it for me personally. It's a fucking tax write-off and I don't give a shit. But just saying, hey, if you want to keep up with the game, spend $25 every month. It's a lot of money. It's like a lot of money, and it's especially a lot of money if you're not living in North America, right, or Western Europe, where money has a lot of different values. And like, I mean, not even all of North America, right? Like in Mexico, that's a lot more money. You're spending like a lot of money in Colombia. This is freaking just unaffordable, right? Like, this isn't a thing that people can afford to do, and it's super shitty that they're forcing this on people to keep up with the game. Like again, $15, $10 was great. $15 was a big ask, but I understand that like fine an extra $5 and the gold pass is such great value. This is just an extra series 4 card for $10, and I think it's really shitty. And I think it's really selling a lot of their consumer base short in a way that I find like entirely unethical. I understand why they're doing it because most people aren't going to think of it from a global perspective. I doubt they've even thought of it from a global perspective. The majority of their business comes from the United States and Western Europe, right? But like, a thriving game has these communities elsewhere, and chasing off half the world that wants to play your game is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I really, really hate it. And like, it took me a while to get there because at first I was like, oh, who cares? Like, it's another card. It's still a great deal. It is, in fact, the third best deal they offer us after the regular season pass and the gold pass, right? But because it feels mandatory, and like, make no mistake, they're putting cards that feel mandatory in there. Fantastic Card is the card that pulls a lot of the Fantastic Four season together. Silver Surfer First Steps is actually a Fantastic Four season card. Like, it goes with all the Fantastic Four season cards. And it's just like because the on reveal you want to trigger, just in case you're wondering, with that is going to end up being, I would all but guarantee it's going to end up being Sue Storm. And we're going to use that to re-trigger Sue Storm, which is going to re-double trigger the end of turn abilities. And like, once we get a pivotal mass of end of turn abilities, that's when things go really crazy, right? And like, I think that like these cards, and then like you get +2 on all those cards, right? Like, and just everything scales upwards as these cards go together. And now you just sort of have to buy everything. And like, I think it's shitty.
Fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I don't view Marvel Snap as a competitive game, honestly. Like, it's just hard to justify when they release Kiddo and stuff like that. Like, I'm playing the game purely for fun. Like, I've hit rank 11, and I have never once cared about my cubes after that. But yeah, it's not even just a pay to win; it's like a pay to have fun kind of thing. Considering you can't get the card through like crafting or anything, right? Like, maybe if the card was released in the packs or in the token shop or whatever at like a premium at the same time, then but yeah, you literally can't get it in the month of, right?
So my idea for the season pass premium was always you release a variant now that they have the new variant system where you get the variant, you get the base card. You release a variant of an older series for a 5 card for an extra $10. This way, anyone who wants that variant can spend the extra $10. And if you don't own the card, you can spend the extra $10 to get it. And then it's the best of both worlds, and they're not ripping everyone off. Because, like, if you own all the cards, you can just ignore it, unless you want the art. And then you have, like, your super tech gods and your whales who are clearly going to go get that, right? And then, like, all the people who don't have it now have an affordable way to catch up. They can spend an extra 10 a month and start to get caught up. And I think that's,
Honestly,
like, a fair thing to do. But they'd instead be like, no. We're just going to push people further behind with no catch-up mechanics.
yeah, honestly, the idea you suggested sounds pretty good, even if it was the variant of the new card, and as long as the new card was accessible in
Mhm.
token shop, right? Like
Yeah.
if it's a variant of Fantasticar, but you could still buy Fantasticar in the
Yeah,
shop.
that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. I guess a lack of options is whatever. It's good for people who, what do you say? It's good for people who are already spending money, etc. Yeah, it's terrible on a global perspective, and it's terrible if they push another Golden Gauntlet out. I'm gonna be so honest. I hope the next Golden Gauntlet, like, there's just a bunch of people playing Kiddo and Season Pass Premium. Like, I'm down to rally all the high infinite players and
Look,
just put a
look.
spectacle together.
So what I'm excited for next Golden Gauntlet is entirely selfish. Eventually they're going to get to me as one of the commentators, except they're going to get to me not when I was in America and it would have been really easy for me to commentate. They're going to get to me when I live in Vietnam and I have to wake up at like 3 a.m. to do it. Like, and I'm really excited for them to get to me when it actually makes my life really difficult and be very, very frustrated by that. Like I'm very excited for them to have been like, haha, no, we need everyone but you when it's easy for you. But now that it would actually, like, you would have to not sleep for 2 days, let's do it. I'm really, really excited for that day. So I have this whole crisis, which will obviously play out on camera.
I can't wait for the rant.
It's gonna. Why couldn't
Honestly,
you just
like,
let me do it when it was easy? You knew I was moving.
does Snap have a PR team? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like,
They have
oh,
Griffin. They have Griffin. They have one
Yeah.
PR person.
And Griffin's great. It's just Griffin's only a single person, and
No, but, like,
they can only do but so much when
like,
it seems like they're doing stuff in the background that I think a lot of people are not aware of. I think
I
that's
just
a problem.
feel like this public perception of like these launches and everything, right? Marketing or whatever, it is like the poorest. Like, it's
Mhm.
they do it in every way possible to alienate their player base, and like within like 10 minutes of brainstorming, you would come up with like 20 better ways to launch things that would make people get more money. But if they're really only trying to milk the whales, then I guess there's nothing PR can do to save that. Like, that's
Yeah.
just obvious when that's happening.
Yeah. I think it's really tough because I think this creates a weird precedent that is going to have severe ripple effects. I don't think this is going to get people to drive towards purchasing them. I think it's just going to leave a lot of FOMO, and I'm sure there are going to be some people that do purchase it just because, oh, I need to have this, I need to be in the meta, but there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to say, okay, well, I guess I'm done with Snap then. And I don't think that's what Second Dinner wants or needs.
I think that Second Dinner is throwing crap at a wall to see what sticks at this point. Like, just what method can we actually get money out of people with that is useful to us and to them? And I know it's coming up later, but they really screwed up quite a few times with doing that. And for me, this is such an inoffensive way of attempting to get like a little extra money. It is very frustrating for free to play players. I get that you only want to spend 10 to 15 a month.
Depends where you live.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again,
Sure.
like, people in other parts of the world exist, right? Like,
that's true.
they do. Like, they exist. They play Marvel Snap. They are parts of the community, and they're being priced out of the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does affect gameplay. But like, if their goal is in the short term, like, a boycott's not gonna work unless, like, if there's people that can afford it, right? A boycott's not gonna work. Think of like Riot Games releasing like $500 skins, because that's another like ecosystem I'm tapped into. Like, they release $500 skins and people in China are buying it, and so like no matter who complains, like, they're getting the whale. So if Marvel Snap's goal is just to get money,
The thing is, China is not buying shit. for Marvel Snap. So they need to tap into whales that we can actually contact. We actually know the whales. We know Snap's Yell King. We know I just lost his name. Help me.
STG Tech God.
Sure, we know STG.
You got
We
Tech
know.
God, you got Chase.
Chase is what I was looking for. Chase's name just ran away from my brain for a second. I had to chase it. So I just like. All right, you know what? Actually, let's stop this because this is literally another topic we're going to get to and move on to the next. There's literally a topic that's this. Overdrive should come back with better pricing. Buy or sell?
Buy immediately. High Voltage Overdrive is my favorite limited time game mode. I freaking love it because I can do it for 30 minutes and be done most of the time. But I think that adjusting the pricing would make me incredibly happy. Along with everybody else in the community, it would bring everybody great joy because High Voltage is the best. And I really did like the Overdrive piece of it. And I think I'm in the minority in that, but I loved it. I thought it was very fun.
With better pricing, without Aeroshove in it, yeah, sure. I like Marvel Snap because it's a fun deck building game. I really could not care what deck I queued into Overdrive with. And it ended up being Tech Soup. Big surprise. So, I mean, it felt like playing ladder. I only played it because the reward was Kiddo, and I thought it was achievable at some point, which for a lot of people earned a discount. Woohoo! If the prize wasn't super good and I wasn't playing Morgan Le Fay, I would not have played the game mode at all. Just like I'm not playing Sanctum. Like, I don't care about these limited time game modes.
See, I like the limited time game modes. I didn't hate Sanctum this go around. I was able to get the important things that I needed. But I do think like this is one that I don't think anybody's going to sell on this one. I think if it was more in line with Sanctum, even a little bit harder, because Sanctum was relatively easy in the grand scheme of things to get Astral Protection and get at least one other big thing.
Sanctum was only easy because of the bug. Be forewarned. Like, there was not easy.
What was the bug?
So a lot of people, it sounds like you were one, when they hit a new sorcerer rank, got enough of the things to just skip a rank, and thus were done incredibly quickly. That did not happen for me, and Sanctum was in fact
either.
Quite the grind.
Oh,
yep.
Even
I was
for
not
one card.
Clearly paying enough attention with it then I guess I did.
I only talked about it in my videos. I don't expect you to watch it, even though, you know, it's fine. It's fucking no big deal. But yeah, it's fine. So Sanctum is a big grind.
Actually, I've just checked my Untapped stats. I played 70 games of Sanctum, and then like I bought the new card with like 200 golds because I didn't want it to go into my token shop kind of thing, and I was like, okay, 200 gold is worth it. To get the new card, if playing 90 games is all it takes, then I don't see the downside of it. I guess people wanted like the emote or whatever, but I literally just wanted the new card.
I spent like 1,000 gold on the new card because I got sick of it and I wanted the emote, and I knew I wasn't going to grind enough to get both.
Yeah, but I'm just
going to pull 1,000 gold so I can get this fucking. This is taking too long.
If the price of the new card is only gated by like 90 to 100 games, like that's reasonable to do within a week. Like if I really,
I don't think it was unreasonable, but I'm just going to be clear: 90 to 100 games is not the norm for most Snap players in a week.
Yeah, I just took a look at my stats and I was about 104 games.
Yeah. So let's just say it took me significantly more.
In full disclosure, I also did not go the full way on the track. I got to like 375 whatever.
Yep.
Like that one so like I got to like 2,000 like 1,700 scrolls, and that was enough to get the new card. And like if I have to get the new card by not going on the full track, right? Like no one made me get to the full track. Like I didn't play the game mode anymore, and I was very satisfied with only having to spend 200 to prevent that card from going to my token shop. I basically paid 200 gold for 3,000 tokens.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like the bug worked differently for different people. I know people that got the card in like 60 or 70 games, and I know people that got the card in double or triple that. And like, trust me, it's not necessarily a win rate thing, right? It's that like there was a bug. Like, it's a bug, guys. Sorry you didn't know you were benefiting from a bug, but it's a bug. It's fine. But even then, 90 to 100 games is still a lot of grind for a lot of people in a week. Like, that is like, most people don't play 20 games an hour. 20 games is 2 hours, right?
Fair.
Yeah.
in that general vicinity. So 20 games is 2 hours. You're playing 100 games. That's 2 hours a day. Everyone can't do 2 hours a day of Marvel Snap. Like, I don't think it's a fair expectation that we should have to do 2 hours a day of Marvel Snap. I think that like ultimately, I was much happier with it last season, last Sanctum. Although we're going to talk more about Sanctum later, but like I was much happier with it last Sanctum when there were other prizes, so you could choose to do all that and grind like crazy, or you can get lesser prizes. This, it feels like there's only one prize that's worth it, and it does often have that grind attached.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Voltage Overdrive goes, which is what we're actually about, so reminder, I think that it would be amazing for the community if they released a card in Voltage Overdrive. They brought Voltage Overdrive back. They changed only these two things. Well, three things, I guess. They got rid of the bug where you keep resetting yourself for that one thing, right? Like, that's easy. They make it so you can get the card in the mode, and they make it so that all the missions are halved. And you just say, go. Go. Have at it. You're going to get this card now, and we're sorry. We know we fucked up. If they just did that, even if it's boring, and it bored a lot of people, then, like, I think the community would just be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, they put Overdrive into Overdrive or something.
Yeah. They say, like, instead of having to play 36 charged cards, you have to play 18 charged cards. And you can actually get all the way to whatever card. It could be a Series 4 card, I don't care. You can actually get all the way to it. They just cut all of the, like, stupid big missions in half, and they say, let's go, we're really sorry. We recognize that that's what you want. How would the community react? Fucking thrilled, right? Like, actual good PR?
Imagine.
Yeah.
You'd have to beat their team, which I don't think exists.
Right.
Do you think it's a bad idea to put a Series 5 card as the prize? Like, should it always be a Series 4 card? I mean, that's just it's
only the second time they've done Series 5, right? The other time was Cass. And let me just say that there's been no grind like the first fucking, what was that mode? Deadpool's Diner. Holy shit. It felt like that mode was my life for 2 weeks.
Yes, indeed.
Like, that was a thing. So, like, if that's what they feel like they have to do to give us a Series 5 card, then just don't give it to us.
I think if it was a Series 5 card and you had to play like 2 hours a day for a week, okay, 2 hours is a lot. If you could pay like 1 hour a day and it was a fun game mode and you could skill gap someone in it.
1 hour a day of boring, I don't care about. 1 hour a day of boring is a perfectly fine request. You can say you have to play our game an hour a day and we're going to give you something free. That's fine. I don't like all mobile games come with chores. I'm fine with having chores in the game, but when your chores are taking me longer than my real life chores, right? I can't justify that. Like, the reason I spent the gold on this fucking mode is like, I was like, I got a video to make. I need to actually test this card. I can't just sit here. I've got the scrolls. I can't keep just sitting here going, oh, look, they played Gamora. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sanctum's pretty boring. It depends on the payout of the mode, and the fun factor, right? Like,
well,
I think
let's do the next one, because the next one is totally about this. Buy yourselves 2 limited time a month is great. So let's frame this around this and we can keep going. This is our last limited time game mode question.
Yeah, I say no, just because I can't dedicate this much time per month to this happening. I really do. If they weren't so grindy, or if it was a different thing, more conquesty, that was in the game for a chunk of time and you want to go through the ranks and there's something that's enticing about it, I'd be more interested than just earn these other currencies to do a thing. But I would, there's no way I have this much time between kids and a wife and work. So I sell on this, even though I do I'd love high voltage every month at least. I'm good with one. I'm good with one per month. Do it to it.
Yeah, I must sell. I hate these limited time game modes. And this is someone who the other day I reached booster cap and season pass cap. So I love playing the game. But God forbid, these game modes are not fun. I refuse to play Conquest. I don't even get I used to go for the variant. I used to be very completionist, but I'm not playing game modes that I don't find fun. I think they'd be a lot better if the game modes synergized with the new cards or something, because I want to be playing Morgan. I want to be playing Clea. if they were good in the game modes, I would play them a lot more. But I'm not going to queue in for the 50th time playing Shang, Werewolf by Night, Shadow King, Mercury, Tech Soup, because that's the best deck in all these game modes is Tech Soup. And I'm not even playing that on ladder. What makes you think I want to be playing Tech Soup in the grindy game mode?
Yeah. 2 a month, I think, is hands down too much, unnecessary. It's just frustrating, I think, for everyone involved, especially when you're not also pairing that with the drops that you had planned and then kind of didn't make happen. Yeah, I think having 1 a month, I agree, 1 a month is not a bad idea. It gives the flexibility for people who do want to play those game modes, because I know for me, something like Voltage is great for getting rid of bounties and just piling through that sort of stuff. I can play it. It's basically a casual mode in some ways, but I think they need to find a way to balance that with a quality game mode that is engaging enough for people. That's my thought behind it. So no, 2 a month is not good, especially when there's not drops.
So I think the problem isn't the modes. I think the problem is the monetization of the modes. So basically what they want to do is they want to make you grind every one of these modes. They want them to be your life for however much time. And if they're not going to be your life, they want you to spend money. And that's their monetization. The monetization is bore you or frustrate you until you spend money.
Oh,
But that's the monetization model, right? Like, it's
that's
like
true.
it got me for Sanctum, right? Like, where I was just like, oh, fuck it, I'm not dealing with this. Here, take gold. Like, the monetization is bore or frustrate you until, but like, the game modes are also supposed to be fun, but we're not allowed to engage with them in anything like a fun way because we have to do X, Y, and Z in order to get the thing we want, and that means we have to play it too much or spend money, and now we're frustrated by them and we hate them. So limited time game modes are this bullshit, right? Like, if there were really, really easy breezy rewards. Like, think like the silly bullshit they have in Magic Arena, right? Where there's easy breezy game rewards, you get an extra variant type thing, an extra card back type thing, something that like is not super monetized. We'd all be like, oh yeah, that's cute. Maybe I ignore it, maybe I don't, but that's cute. Run them all you want. It's that they're like, would you like this to be your life for several hours a day for the next 2 weeks? Is the problem. I don't think it's the modes. I think like if I could get Voltage, like if I could play almost any of these in half the time that it takes,
Yep.
I would be like, all right, cool, run them out once a week. Like, who cares? That seems fun, right? Like, that seems perfectly fine. But like that, they're like, no. Every single one of these is a time sink because that's our monetization model. Means that I hate them.
I think if there was something like Earn, like if there was a leaderboard, I'd be playing that. I'd be playing it if it was fun and
Right.
there was a leaderboard. Because
There
there's a
was for
leaderboard on
Diner.
ladder, and ladder is fun. I enjoy those two things. But these game modes are not fun. You're just playing Tech Soup, and like there's no reward for deck building in these game modes. Because who cares if you win or lose? Like, I hate the fact that they're only used for bounties. I'm gonna be honest, because I run my alliance rewards every week. 3,000 cubes and 1,000 alliance points from like, it's kind of criminal. Like, but I play the game a lot, and like I don't even want to grind these game modes. Like, as someone who like can be on ladder for 4 hours a day and not be bored, why am I not playing these game modes to get the free stuff? Like, I would have played for Kid Omega if it was free after 4 hours a day. In full transparency, I was about to make it a bit and play 8 hours a day just to get the card, and then I realized I had better things to do with my life.
Literally anything. Like, literally sitting there
Yeah.
picking at a scab is a better thing to do with your life than play that mode that much.
But if the game mode was fun, I would have considered it. Like,
someone did it.
would've.
Someone did it to prove that they could. and
Lazy
they
Eye did it.
Interrobang
Yeah.
did it too, right?
No,
I don't
think
know.
so. I don't think so.
I think he got enough to do it, but then he didn't buy the card.
Okay. But like, it's just it's a miserable way to go about things. Like, I understand that they want to make money, but like, instead of, and I'm going to say this literally every episode, so get used to this, but literally, instead of trying to make money by frustrating players, try to make money by making things fun. Like, see if it works. Just see if it works. Right? Like, because right now their entire monetization model is based on FOMO, anger, and frustration. And then like, people are like, why are people so mad at the game and negative about the game? It's like, well, because their entire monetization model is built around making us feel bad for not getting things. And like, if you engender a bunch of bad feelings, you're going to get a bunch of bad reactions. Like, maybe fun doesn't work as well, maybe. But like, also, if you want people to like your game, perhaps making them angry all the time is a poor way to do that.
But
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry, I'll be quick. I was thinking about.
Take your time.
Okay, I'll take my time. What are we at? 2 hours? Almost. We'll get there for sure. I was thinking about things that Second Inners tried, and then they never did it again. So what was it? Unbalanced patch or whatever that was with
Mhm.
Avengers and X-Men. Like, I really liked that a lot, and those types of things spice things up, and they do what Zen said about kind of keeping it related to like the season, but there was no overall payoff for that. It was just gameplay changes. And then they did leagues, but leagues didn't go over super well, and I don't really know why. I wasn't uber invested in it at that
because
point,
they
but
tried to monetize the shit out of it, and they
in
released
leagues
it.
too.
They released it as pay to win, where you could buy like double boosters, and then everyone freaked out. And then like they didn't have a backup model. Like they tried their backup model 1 month, and there was like you can pay to join premium leagues, or you can join free leagues, and everyone's just like, fucking join a free league. I don't care about your shit.
Yeah.
And so like because no one joined their pay leagues, there was no money in it for them, so they killed leagues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and that sucks because I think that something like that on top of what you're already doing is a totally fine way to go too. Like that's what daily missions are. It's just a thing that you do. And I think the idea of like playing Snap is you're here to play Marvel Snap, right? You don't need to play all these other game modes all the time to have fun. Adding things on top of what you're doing to spice it up or add interest or competition if you're not someone who's going to grind the infinite ladder, I think is also a pretty a good way to go. And stop trying to monetize the every itty bitty thing. Just let people get XP, the way that they're supposed to. Sorry, Zen, go for it.
Oh, I mean, I was like, what do I really enjoy about playing Snap? And I was like, it's the gambling. I love clicking that Snap button. Like, if you ever watch my stream, I am smashing that button. They should add more visuals to that button because that button goes hard. So I'm like, if they made things like that were more fun mechanically, because I think like Snap really doesn't push the boundary mechanically in any game mode or anything. It's really freaking boring, in my opinion, except for ladder. I think ladder is their best game mode with the Snap mechanic. Conquest is boring. Like I wish it just did. Yeah, I think like Pulse.
But
said,
like no,
when
it's the time sync. Is Conquest boring if it takes half the time?
Conquest is boring. I'm not trying to
I
play
don't agree.
I think I'm not trying
You
to play
make it
against
take half the time. I'm fine.
I have joy in scamming my opponents, and you can't scam your opponents in Conquest.
Oh, you have to actually be
Galactus
good in Conquest.
First game.
My bad.
Galactus first game. That's the only way to do it. Do it.
My bad.
My bad. Oh, shocker. After game 1, they found out I played Cosmo and Jug. Oh, no. Now they'll play around it. I don't want people playing
but you
around
let
my
them
cards.
try. You let them try. Well, now you've been on a podcast, and everyone knows that the name ZenATFT plays Cosmo and Jug. So guess what the fuck is about to happen to your life?
No.
But in the meantime, no. But like you just cut all this stuff in half. You just say, "Hey, we know you want things, and we know we want you to play the game." And like they want us to play longer, but like they want us to play longer, so it's like you can't have our toys if you don't play so much longer. Make the game more fun, and I'll want to play longer. You don't have to make me angry. You don't have to feed off negative emotion.
Yeah, they just gotta embrace like the good parts of Snap, and I feel like they don't really do many things to like enhance those good parts of Snap. And I feel like whatever their decision making is they got to look at what are the pros instead of like trying to change things up and trying to find things that work. Build on the things that have been working, the reasons why people play the game.
I mean, half the people hit Infinite now that used to. Like literally half the people that used to hit Infinite either quit the game or did something else. But it's half the people.
I mean, there's no reason to be good at the game. Hitting Infinite, like you just really got to get to that 500 gold mark if you want to like grind.
Well, even if you want to hit Infinite just to make it easier every season. That's the reason I hit Infinite. It's because going forward now you're like, and then they lowered that problem too, right? But like it's a lot of it's just like you hit Infinite and you're done. Like there should like if you would like people to play post Infinite, then you need to add a reason to, and they've really struggled to add a reason to. Their newest try is 2 limited time game modes a month. Hey, keep logging in. We've got extra game modes. Is a thing to do. Except that like limited time game mode should be a cherry, not like I'm not going to a restaurant just because they have like a really good dessert usually, right? Marvel Snap is not a dessert restaurant. I need the full meal. And like they're saying, but look, dessert, but look, dessert. I'm like, but what am I eating?
Yeah, I've
I don't know if
considered
that
like
analogy
coaching
works,
people.
but yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
get
hard.
it. All good.
It's hard to get people like more invested into the game. Like I just hit infinite every season because like what am I doing in this game if I'm not hitting infinite, you know? Like my baseline is just hitting infinite. I know that's not true for most people, but like I guess like if you're on Reddit in Discords and stuff, like you have a higher baseline than the average like casual player. Like to me, I don't really interact with the community that doesn't hit infinite, right? So I don't really watch those decks that like, oh, top 10 decks to hit infinite with, because like to my belief, it's like it, those people need to be watching educational content on how to play those decks, how to learn lines, etc. But there's no reason to invest in being good at Marvel Snap because the company doesn't make it good for the consumer to play the game. Like if they did that, then I would coach a lot more people. I would like have a lot more fun. But there's no reason, like they don't care about the community building aspect. And they leave it really up to all the content creators to kind of foster that sense of community.
Yep. Well,
Tell
and
me about it.
why don't they have, even if it's just like a dumb avatar, why is there literally no reward for being number one or in the top 1K? Like why? No resources, nothing is
Because
allocated.
they can't decide if they want us to grind constantly and it to be our whole life, or if they want to be completely casual and light and breezy. And their decision making process is entirely at odds for those two things.
Yeah, agreed. And
That's
like
that's
with
why
the
they
Golden
resisted
Gauntlet,
tournaments.
and that's the thing is like with the Golden Gauntlet, if you were in those top groups, you got a unique avatar, you got a unique title. And I think something like that could be brought into the actual game itself. Why not? Why is that stuck to just the Golden Gauntlet? I think there should be some reason to grind for those higher players. I think the problem is
I don't think there should be a reason to grind. Just do different things. Leagues were a solid idea. Implement leads better. Like I don't think the solution is to force people to play more. I think that's what their solution often is: force people to play more Snap. And like I think that is the solution that's sort of backfiring in a big way overall.
Yeah.
Like their solution is always how do we get them to grind more in
25
like
credits
new
every 8 hours.
modes. Yeah. Right? Like I need them to log in, I need them to do more, but like the solution is never like how do we make the game more fun?
Yeah, like I enjoy losing 8-cubers. I get so much thrill when
But that's
like,
just you.
yeah, but I'm just
You're
saying
very
like,
positive. This is great to hear. I need that mentality.
but also like I play a lot of games, right? Like I genuinely love the gameplay element of Snap, but that's because like I can afford the cards, right? Like I caught up, like, but like if they gave more reason for people to like have cards to deck build with, like just make any part of the game more rewarding. Because if I didn't have the cards and I didn't have like my pet archetypes or whatever, I wouldn't be playing the game. Like it's super easy to quit.
This is what should have been character mastery, right? It should have been like, oh, make the 160 power Deadpool type shit. That like that could have been part, like not the whole solution, but it could have been part of the solution. And like that, they were like, no, this is yet another money sink instead of being like a cool thing. Like make a 100 power Human Torch, destroy 300 cards with Venom. Now I'm grinding and I'm watching that number go up and I'm having a good time, right? Like it's a long term commitment, but like it's a long term commitment and I'm choosing what cards I want to ramp up that way. Is like a really cool thing to do versus just like I bought another variant.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my Sauron first edition badge. By the way, when I bought him at full cost, but
Only
they're never gonna revisit any
one
of
of
these
two
things.
Series 5 cards I ever pulled.
Like I want these first. That like I want things that make me feel good for interacting with the game.
Yeah,
and they just don't make you feel good for interacting with the game. Like nothing in the free to play sphere like actually feels good. The good part about the game is getting the new cards and getting to play them, and that costs money, and that's not accessible to all players.
Yep. Agree. All right, so limited time game modes twice a month could be good, but they're going to do it in a stupid way, so it's not going to be. Oh boy. Buy or sell number 9. Snap packs are failing. Oh, I heard him. I heard him. You heard that sound?
I think I go sell on this, but it's so hard for me to evaluate this because I've been collection complete, except for whatever that Series 4 card was from Sanctum. Like I've been collection complete for a year and a half now, and so I don't know how difficult it is to catch up or to get the things that you need. But I know that every week I need to allocate 5K tokens or else I will not be collection complete anymore. And so from that perspective, where I don't have to worry about keys, where I don't have to worry about random RNG stuff, I totally disagree, and I think that it's totally fine. But I don't know how difficult it is to get caught up. And I know that it's incredibly difficult to get caught up. But I don't know that they're failing. I just think that my bank account of tokens is incredibly low right now, and I can't, allocate more money, and it's harder to come by tokens than it is to come by gold or come by those keys at certain points. So I don't know. I guess I don't feel like they're failing. I feel like they're good currently for me, but I also think I'm going to run out of tokens and be screwed at some point soon. So I don't know what that answer is, but that's my answer.
I enjoy the snap pack system better than the spotlight ones because the spotlight one sucked. Like, it's way easier for me to get 5,000. And like, I think this month I passed on Ancient One. I gambled for Nightmare. And then I gambled for, what was the most recent one? Dormammu. So
Clea.
I won the gamble on Nightmare because I
Clea.
didn't get Ancient One. And then I lost the gamble on Dormammu. So then I just had to buy 2 of them. So I ended up spending all the tokens anyway. But it felt a lot better not having to buy the Ancient One for a week and, building up my token reserves. I think the reason they're failing, though, is because these freaking whales that have like 100,000 tokens, Second Dinner is trying to find other ways to milk those guys. And let me tell you, this Kid Omega incident, like, I don't think it was by accident. It happened after Snap Packs. So if Snap Packs are the reason they're doing this Kid Omega thing to milk those 100,000 token whales, then we got to find a new solution.
I think we need to change the idea that 100,000 tokens is pure whale territory, because I think there's a lot of people, or maybe that just means that I am and I don't want to admit it. I'm not sure exactly what that means.
You're rare complete, you're a whale.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I think the excitement of snap packs is infinitely less than the spotlight system, but I don't think that makes it worse. I think they've implemented it badly to where they don't have the token side set up to where you can buy the spotlight variants, and they're way too overpriced, and it's just kind of meh. I think the one, like I said, I think that one bonus that the spotlight system had was the excitement of getting it on one key or buying it and getting the variant on your first key. I think that's lost in the snap packs, but I think they are better as a whole. I think, though, we need to talk to, like Xanaid was saying, is people that are, and Newman as well, people that are long ways away, that are missing multiples of cards, that are having to interact with that system. Because if you want to get a Dormammu and you want to, not spend the full amount, you have to pay the extra, or you have to wait for it. And the seasonal ones get a little bit confusing. I think there's a lot going on with it. I think some of it is just unnecessarily complicated, and I don't think they had the right framework in place when they set it up. But no, I don't think they're failing.
They're succeeding for the engaged player base, but they're failing for everyone else. The highly engaged player base that knows enough to know that, like, you should only ever gamble if you're, like, willing to lose, right? You should have almost every card in the pack before you're even willing to look at it. Most of the time, you should just buy things at full price if you don't own everything else. That highly engaged player base is getting a great deal out of snap packs. Anyone who's newer into the game is horribly fucked until at least archetype packs come out, and I'm getting to a point where I don't think archetype packs are enough. I think there needs to be like 2 or 3 different things that really happen in order to make snap packs work. And one of those things is new, and by new I mean anyone who's not Series 3 complete, and returning players need ways to actually play the game. Because right now they're playing a totally different game. Like, they can't compete. They can't engage with the system in any effective way. They'll never get caught up. They will, in fact, because they're releasing so many more cards, only fall further and further behind. And, like, the rubber band system of whatchamacallit, spotlights sucked, but was really at least solid for those players, right? where like they were never going to get caught up, but they weren't going to fall more behind. They were just going to stay at a certain rate. And now they're falling further behind. Well, the people who have everything or have almost everything can stay complete or relatively close to complete just before. So I think that like this is going to be a problem, especially, and like I need to start yelling about this internally, and I keep forgetting to. We need series drops like immediately. Again, like
It's
they
been a
released.
while.
Well, it's not even. No, it hasn't. It's been like 2-3 months, which is like perfectly within the realm. But they released like triple to quadruple the amount of cards that usually run
Yeah.
at the time. It's that they've
Yeah.
released so many more cards that like makes it so that like they better drop some, because we're just like, you can't have snap packs of like 200 cards. That's stupid.
Well, they're not all worthy of being in Series 5 that are like currently in Series
Mhm.
5.
But
Like,
they will never will be. They will always release some bad cards because they want you to have to gamble. If every card you can get from snap packs is good, then there's no gambling aspect. You're just opening them always to get a good card.
yeah, that's fair. It sucks, but yeah, it's true.
So like again, if you don't own every card you want, what you should be doing is saving up 6,000 tokens every time and just buying the direct cards you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Spotlight caches were filling a niche for the non-series complete players of
Mhm.
giving them like archetype weeks to actually like aim
They didn't
for.
do that often though.
But I know, but I was thinking like Madam Web week. I think Aranya,
Yeah.
Madam Web, like
The one that
Tiger
they killed the
Sniper.
system during? Yeah.
Yeah, the one that right before the system ended, or right after the system ended, was
Mhm.
like something that I was looking to open. And I think just if they can get archetype packs to hit correctly, I think something was data mined, right? I've never bought a snap pack unless I have everything. And I would never recommend that someone buy a snap pack if they're trying to play certain decks, etc. But I think if it was able to be narrowed down into like 5-6 different pools, then it would be a lot better rather than just having like season 5, 4, 3. Because
Yeah.
there's no targeting now.
Well,
Yeah.
and I was thinking too with Spotlight Cache is it did give you a set like grouping of cards that you could pull. And that for catching up, like that's so much better because
Mhm.
you have a chance of getting those cards. And you know that you could get those. But
Yep.
just randomly pulling in snap packs does freaking suck if you don't have everything.
But then if you have everything and you're gambling for that spotlight, you're getting variants potentially and other crap that's in there. It's like this weird, it sucks for this group, this one sucks for this group, and they both suck for different groups separately.
It's like it's a bad model.
yeah. It sounds it like on paper, I'm sure people are getting access to better cards. They're getting access to those season cards. So you're every time you buy a snap pack for that season, the problem is it's for that season and the previous season, right? So there is some level of gamble that you still have in place, just like spending a key if you don't have all those cards. And sometimes that's a potentially a much bigger gap than the 3 cards that are showing up.
And the problem, is if you're skipping a season, you're skipping it for a reason. So, like,
Mhm.
a lot of people I know who are skipping a season, they really don't want to open the next pack season. They're like, I have to wait another month. And, like, waiting to play cards, like,
Means you're
they're
just not
supposed to
playing.
monetize you wanting to do the. I mean, that's what they're doing, right? They're monetizing you wanting to do the thing early because of FOMO. But
Mhm.
the experience, if you're not willing to do that, is just alienating more and more of the player base.
I think that's a problem is FOMO only works if you're not alienating everyone in your player base. And at this point, it seems like this is the one thing. There have been dissensions on every single frustrating point in Snap in the past. This has been the one to unite everyone. Like this is everybody.
So
Sorry.
I have like, I don't know, I don't want to say a number, but I have a lot of $10 Patreons, right? Like the majority of my like paying base is the $10 Patreon level, and I've lost like 10 of them. Like you're not giving me $10 and not buying everything in the game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like those were highly engaged players that were putting a lot of money into Marvel Snap that just quit. They're gone.
Yeah.
They walked away from the game because of this type of decision. And like they were able to keep up with everything. Just the consistent like decisions frustrated them until they felt like they had to go. It's and there's nothing to bring them back. Right? Like there were tournaments and snap packs that brought people back, but most of them bounced off. Like Quinny's gone again.
Hmm.
Like it's just they were like, all right, you can play now, but like you can't actually keep up. We're not going to suddenly give you as you come back a boatload of tokens so you can catch up. And then let's say you did catch up, right? And you were like, I'm gonna like actually spend and catch up. What I bought, I spent a bunch of money, and I got myself a Thanos deck and a Galacta deck. Oops.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got to play for 2 months, and now I can either spend a lot more money to get myself a new deck, or the game is over for me. It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Right?
like
Like
in full.
I love the balance system, but it doesn't benefit players who are just trying to catch up.
Yeah, like I quit the game for like a year pretty much. The only reason I came back was because TikTok got banned. Like, and when that compensation happened, it was enough for me to get 2 or 3 meta decks, enough to get hooked into the game. But without that compensation and without me being willing to spend like several hundreds, like $200-300 to get caught up, it would not have been like I would not be playing the game right now. And I think
So the question is,
so-
what is that next thing that's going to drop that's going to get you out of the game again?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm a foot out the door when I'm playing this game. Like I'm just like, I love playing the game, but I also know like I don't trust the company at all. Like I would love to like create more content, like help people learn the game, etc. But
There's no one new.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like there's no one new. They chase away all the new players.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like I'm like coaching like high infinite players, like talking to them about the game. But like I've never talked to anyone below infinite, like
I do.
on how to play the game, etc. And I feel like that's where like, you know, more educational effort should be directed, but Snap doesn't make it easy to find those players.
Yeah.
Womp womp. All right.
Ugh.
Oh no, Newman's getting ready. He knows what the last one is. It's the thumbnail. Buy or sell. Marble Snap will be dead in 5 years.
I mean, so like I can confidently say if the game continues the way that it is going now, with how alienated everyone feels, it'll be a sell because it'll be like 1 or 2, maybe 6 months, maybe 3. Like it feels like people are so pissed off at a game right now. And it bums me out because this game is a big deal for me. Like as a content creator, this is the first thing that I really made content on that wasn't chess. I love this game, and so the idea of it being dead in 5 years sucks. But I think that they have their heads on the wrong way when it comes to community engagement, how they're monetizing the game, how they react when people say, hey, this sucks about your game. I think that they just are approaching it wrong, and people are just going to continue leaving. Like if I don't need to point out the metrics, but like there's enough things that I see that I'm like, oh shoot, like do I need to start adding in something else into my content, another game perhaps? But I really would like this to be around in 5 years. But if they don't change something, yep, within 5 years, Snap will be dead.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably dead way sooner than 5 years. I think the argument here is how soon is it coming? Because I'm a loyalist. Like people ask me like what games I play, and like I started playing League of Legends, and like that has been like several years. I still come back to that game. I still give money to Riot Games, etc. But like Snap, like I don't feel good about it. Like when the whole Blizzard debacle happened, I uninstalled like the Battle.net and I've never gone back. And I feel like with Snap, I could be gone like in an instant. Like there's nothing tying me down, which is sad to say because I love like the community. I love like everything I've engaged with, the gameplay. Like there's so much good things going for the game, except for the direction of the game. Like, which is really, really sad to say because like I'm a loyalist. Like League of Legends is like the most toxic BS community ever, and I'm like I could still be convinced to come back. You know, like and like they don't alienate their whales. Like that game is completely free to play, skill centered, etc. Like I'd still be playing Hearthstone if I didn't hate Blizzard. You know, like
I considered it I strongly considered Hearthstone, and I was like, I wonder
I
if I
also
reach.
did.
Well, I was like, I wonder if I reach out if they'll just give me shit, so I don't have to do the grind. And you know what? I bet you they fucking would. But like, you know who wouldn't do that for me?
Second dinner.
Second dinner. Like if I was like second dinner, I can't. I'm moving to Vietnam and I can't afford the season pass. Can you get it to me? They're like, no. Like absolutely not. But like, I bet you right now I could message like. I guess not Hat right now, right? But like, it would have been Hat. It would have been Hat and been like, hey, I'd like to make content for Hearthstone. Can you hook me up with like enough stuff to do that? Can you get me in whatever program? And they'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. And they'd be like excited, you know what I mean? Or like I'd message Regis and be like, put me in touch with somebody.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Because like, what's it called? Like, second dinner's burnt so many bridges. Like, it feels so hard to build trust. Like, Riot Games is charging $500 for cosmetics, and I'm out here defending them. It's like, you don't have to buy it. It's $500, but you don't have to buy it. You can play the game for free. And like, you know, like it's an outrageous thing, but you can defend them trying to make money. I cannot defend second dinner trying to make money very easily. Like, it's just so hard.
Yeah, I think they need to make some serious changes and redefine how they engage with the community with someone who knows what they need to do, because at this point it's not going well for them, and this is not a good sign for the future. This is I think if they continue down this route, continue to ignore the thoughts of the players that are some of their most valuable, because again, you can make things great for free-to-play players and lock the cosmetics in a way that they need to be locked to make money. That's fine. But when you are alienating both your free-to-play players and your whales, you're sinking your own ship. You are shooting a gun in the ship at your feet. It's just why they unforced errors. And I think that's what needs to change, is they need to stop making unforced errors and listen to the player base.
So I'm selling this. Marvel Snap's going to be alive in 5 years, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. I used to play this game called Marvel Future Fight. And I'm going to tell you a thing about Marvel Future Fight you might not know, because they don't sponsor me. There is not a single good thing about that game. Like, not one. It is, from the second you install it to the second you uninstall it or spend thousands upon thousands of dollars, there's nothing fun that happens in that game. It is an absolute misery of a game. It is the ultimate like whale bait, where just like everything is like ridiculously gamba and stupidly expensive. Like absolutely crazily. And they've been around for like over 10 years. Like they'll just be able to keep going. As much as like the player base will shrink and everyone will be frustrated and we're going to complain forever and some of us will leave, right? I'll be doing this podcast with two new faces. Two of you will stick and two of you will go. I'm here for the long haul. I got too much monetary incentive to go anywhere. I'm not even going to pretend that that's not a huge part of it for me. How would I feel if I didn't have that monetary incentive? I have no idea. Pretending I know would be a lie, right? Like I exist in the world and life I exist in now. I'd like to think I would continue to play, but maybe I'd be frustrated and quit. I honestly have no real way to answer that. But because I've seen so many absolute just sheer money grab types of games with the Marvel IP live for so long and succeed at such a level, I would be very, very surprised if just like if you're like a person who sees Fantastic Four, right? And types in Marvel into your app store and sees Marvel Snap. It's still got that amazingly early game, and you'll play for a year before you realize everything is toxic and fucked up, and we will get a constant stream of those, right? It will get a constant stream of those, and like enough of the engaged player base sticks around. Like tech ain't going anywhere either, right? Like that kind of thing. And like you'll have enough of the engaged player base stick around that will just keep going.
Counter argument.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Snap players could start dying in 5 years because the community is a lot older than a lot of other fresh games. And once the whales start leaving and the people with money start leaving, who's there to hold the game? Because a lot of comic book enthusiasts are generally on the older side. No shade to any of y'all, but
I was gonna say,
how old do you think I am?
Older than me, probably old enough to be my teacher.
No, I'm 34. I don't know how old you are, so
yeah, I'm 25.
Yeah, no, you could be his teacher.
I could actually
easily.
Yeah, like that's not hard. That means like, yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, I'm closer in age to my students than I am to you all. Just as a quick heads up.
Fair.
Yeah. So like
Dang it.
I don't think comic book enthusiasts can carry Marvel IP forever. That's what
No.
I think.
No,
And-
MCU enthusiasts. It's not comic book enthusiasts. It's just like someone goes see movie type Marvel into thing. They see Strike Force, Contest of Champions, Snap, and Future Fight. Right, those are the 4 games they see. If they let's say they download all 4. I just did content for Contest of Champions and Strike Force, so
and
I
also
know
Rivals
I know
exists, right?
and Rivals. Right.
But
Rivals
is
is
just like the better game. I
on
think.
their phone, right? Like, is Rivals on
Yeah.
your phone?
Nope.
Like, no. So, like, I'm talking on your phone, right? Like, because still more people game on phones than anything else. Like, I'm going to tell you, Marvel Snap's early game is significantly better than everything else. Significantly better than everything else. It's not even close.
I don't know. All my students, all these kids, no one's playing Marvel Snap. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't think I've met anyone over the
Yep.
age of under the age.
Yeah.
of
Oh no,
18
they don't.
Marvel
They
Snap.
don't play Marvel Snap at all. But like, they're also not the MCU's audience. You know what kids don't give a shit about anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Superhero movies.
Yeah, they don't. It's done. That's old people
Yeah.
shit. Like that generation has passed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Marvel Snap players could be They could be dying off soon. You know, these old people. You know, they could be.
Ugh.
I'm just kidding. That's a bit. But
This elder abuse will not be withstood.
Well, no, the kids do love Rivals.
Yeah.
They do love Rivals, but that's not like because they love Rivals. That's just because they love Fortnite. Anything that's Fortnite is like.
no, I love Rivals for the IP. I didn't like Overwatch. Like I
Yep.
enjoy like the characters in Rivals. Like I play like
Sure, but that's not why. But you're an adult. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
you. Kids
no, my
don't
kids
play
play
it.
Rivals. My students
Yes,
play
I
Marvel
know,
Rivals.
but they don't play Marvel Rivals because it's the Marvel IP.
Yeah.
But it does
It's
help.
free.
Like they like
It does not. Not for my kids, at
having
least. They do
characters in a
not
game
give a
that
fuck.
people can look up to is good. I think like
Sure, it's
having,
not
like-
bad, but they don't fucking care. The teenagers the teenagers don't fucking care. They care
Playing
about like the
Spider-Man
game
is
that lets you run around and shoot shit.
no, like playing Spider-Man is cool. Like it gets them. I think Marvel my Rivals is better marketing for Marvel IP than Marvel IP is better for Rivals. Like for the younger gen.
I agreed. Rivals is better for Marvel. They're not playing because it's Marvel. They're playing because it runs around and goes pew 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 like every other game they love.
Yeah, and it's great. I love it too.
And it's free.
Yes. And it's free.
Yep.
Yeah. Kids don't watch streamers as much as adults seem to think. That's why Twitch is always struggling, just for the record. We're
Kids
playing
watch
to a
streamers a
combination.
lot. It's just that the streamers who play video games are pretty boring. I'm gonna be honest.
They don't, like, my kids don't watch streamers for shit. Like, a few of the nerdy ones do, but most of them are just like, what? Yeah, I put on
Oh.
Twitch for like 2 minutes here and there. They do not. They watch a fucking million things on YouTube.
If my kids found me on Twitch, they'd be tuned in. They'd be tapped in. Like
Yeah,
I know
because
they would.
because they know you. That's not the same. Like, that's not fucking what we're talking about. Like, my kids don't just watch random streamers. They're not going to find me on Twitch because they're never on Twitch. Twitch is Twitch is straight up. And if you haven't, like, looked at the financials, Twitch is a dying platform as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
Look,
I think
100
YouTubers are
so
nowadays.
Too expensive to
Brady,
do
Kai
this.
Cenat has 140,000 viewers. 140,000 is nothing. That's like fucking like HGTV in the middle of the night. That's nothing. Like, what we're talking about is money that gets advertisers. 140,000 seems like so much for Twitch, right? It's a huge amount for Twitch. That is nothing in the grand scheme of things. A big YouTube video does like 8 million views. Like, there's people that get 1 million views every video. 140,000 is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. That's what Twitch's problem is. Like, people on Twitch act like Twitch is this be all end all that everyone's on. People don't give a fuck about Twitch, sir. Yeah, yes, it is a lot for what it is. And again, you can like pick fucking any live stupid race. Pick the like 7th rate racing on actual TV and watch what they get. And that's how advertisers are choosing to spend their money.
I mean,
like, it's just not real.
It's a way for people to build a brand, and it's a way for people.
Except that I'm pretty sure it's going to die because Amazon's going to pull the plug. But yes.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
it's good for now. Like, You know, it's a you TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, etc.
TikTok and YouTube are not the same thing as Twitch. That's
Oh, I
what
know.
streamers get wrong. What, like, go fucking look how many views a TikTok video gets.
Yeah, but it's a place to build a platform. I
Right,
guess.
for content creators, but not for the companies. The companies don't fucking care about your platform. The companies care about one thing and one thing only: ad
Oh,
revenue. And ad
yeah.
revenue is driven by views.
No one's watching Marvel Snap on TikTok.
No
I'm
one's
gonna be honest.
watching. It doesn't matter, but people are watching. It doesn't matter what they're watching. It matters that they're on the platform watching. The big streamers on Twitch get 140,000 people. The big videos on TikTok get
Millions.
more like tens and 20s of millions, right? Or more, right? Like
Still millions.
if you're an advertiser, where does your money go?
Not to Twitch.
Right. So
Well-
that's why Twitch is always going to be on a limited time cycle. Twitch's money, like they said, something like 60% of Twitch money comes from Prime subs and subs. Like, that's not a sustainable model.
No.
It's just not. Like,
It's like a pyramid scheme.
it's fundamentally apparent, but eventually Amazon's going to get sick of losing money, which they have been on Twitch ever since it
Mhm.
started, and they'll just cut their losses. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to Twitch, like, but like, why, if you're Amazon and you do this for 3-4 more years, what is your upside in continuing it? And not just being like, we're going to change Twitch to fucking TikTok. It's now a TikTok
TikTok
platform.
Live, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a brand new TikTok, right? Like, it's now doing short form videos. Like, YouTube videos do a bajillion views, right? Like, because you don't have to like dedicate the time for it. But like, the ads still fucking run. Ad blocker free, right? If I can reach, if I'm an advertiser, if I'm like Hello Fresh, let alone if I'm Honda, right? Which of them am I advertising to? And that's always going to put a cap on Twitch, right? Like,
I will say the ads on Twitch are definitely more relevant than I think a lot of the ads on YouTube. So that is saying something, but I don't know if that's more up to Amazon and what they've been able to do.
so the ads on YouTube seem to be more algorithmically targeted.
Hmm.
Like, I'm a union VP, so I for months got nice at ads. I would assume that the rest of the Snap community, the New York State Union, Teachers Union, ads literally talking about what the Teachers Union did. I would assume that the majority of people are not getting nice at ads on YouTube, right? YouTube's ads are directed at you through the algorithm in a way that Twitch ads do not seem to be. Everyone gets the exact same fucking Twitch ads.
A single thing that's been on a YouTube ad that I've seen in the last like year of me watching YouTube. I don't remember a single advertisement. My Zoomer brain is not gonna touch it, and I feel like my kids will never get touched like by these ads. And a lot of kids are on those platforms. No one's like watching these commercials, being like, "Mom, sign me up."
That's not what ads do. What ads do is create an awareness in your mind of a brand, such that when you're at a place like, right, like, just, I'll use cereal as an example. This is the simplest way for it. You're at the store and you're just grabbing shit off the shelf. You can buy the store brand or you can buy the fucking Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. All they do is, when you're not thinking and making that decision, they get you to buy, even though it's more expensive, the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. And like, they're perfectly effective at that for like everyone always. Like, this is all rhetoric stuff. This is like exactly my wheelhouse. That's why I know like what's happening with Twitch so well. I'm not an ad expert, but I am a rhetoric expert. And like, the rhetoric of ads isn't necessarily, they need to create a recognition of identity. They need to like hit you in a place where even if you don't like it or agree with it, you can see some part of yourself in it, even if it's the smallest thing. That's part of why like diversity in ads is so important. As like much as people are like, it's DEI shit. No, it's actually like just good advertising, because you need to see a small piece of yourself in that ad. You don't even consciously register it, but when you see that thing later, you've seen someone who looks, thinks, acts, believes in some way like you buy the same thing, and so you unconsciously and subconsciously often end up buying that same thing. And it's been proven multiple times that shit will taste better to you, even if it's the exact same thing, because you've created that unconscious idea for it.
Whoa.
Like, it's just, but Twitch doesn't do any of that shit. Like, Twitch just doesn't have access to that. What Twitch needs to figure out how to monetize is like the actual creators that people love reading the ads and creating those ideas. But like that kind of money doesn't go to Twitch at all. That goes straight to the creator. And that's a great incentive for creators.
Yeah.
But that doesn't help Twitch in any way, shape, or form. And if that doesn't help Twitch, then sooner or later Twitch has to figure out a way to monetize. And they don't have a way. They literally have no good way to monetize right now, based on their number of viewers. At least that they figured out, or I figured out. Or maybe there is some out there, but like, it has not been found, or it's not been implemented.
I feel like I'm really sad now.
Sorry.
Marvel
I mean-
Snap's dying. My Twitch career's dying.
I mean, just fucking look. Streaming is fine on both YouTube and TikTok, where it is a subcategory of what they do, right?
Sure.
Because they still have the rest of the stuff in there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like both YouTube and TikTok have other modes of monetization, so that if it's a piece of your pie, it's perfectly fine. But if it's not a piece of Twitch's pie, it's the pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's more likely that Twitch is dead in 5 years than Marvel Snap,
Why not both?
because I don't think Marvel Snap is going to die. I think Marvel Snap has found a sustainable monetization model, even if it continues to shrink.
dying. Twitch is dying. Old people.
TikTok ain't dying.
Old people are dying. Yeah.
TikTok's outliving us all. TikTok has found the perfect monetization model.
Yeah.
Hey, it was close.
yeah.
It was close.
Thought it was getting
Dig into our
jammed.
brains with algorithms.
Yeah. Like TikTok and YouTube are like very unlikely to die, as far as I can tell.
I'll start making TikTok content. Dang it.
So yeah, I need to actually remember how to go live on TikTok. But like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's just
forever space.
they're endorphin hit content, right? Like TikTok is like
Yeah.
TikTok and YouTube are built on endorphin hits, and endorphin hit content is really, really effective. That's positive feeling content, so it lives and works. Whereas Snap doesn't. Twitch has no way to do endorphin hit content. It doesn't ever have a 17-second endorphin hit like into a 17-second endorphin hit. It has a 17-second endorphin hit into like 2 hours of nothing.
Yeah.
Kids these days with their short attention spans.
I mean, I think it's just humans, when offered something shorter, choose it. Largely because
better, I've heard.
Well, that's what your ex-girlfriend told you. All right. So I mean, it's just a function of that we're going to die, right? Like if we've got a lot to do, then it makes sense evolutionarily for us to be like, if we can do something more quickly, it's better.
Yeah.
I mean, why
But I
read a
have
book
ADD,
when you
so-
could watch 20 videos in the time that you could read a chapter?
Brady is in chat burying Perry Manilow, who's not here, just
Wow.
sitting there getting buried in chat.
Oh boy. What a weird episode this is going to be.
All right. Variant of the week, Nico Minoru. Two of us chose the left one. I believe that's what you chose, right, Nick? I'm not making that
That
up.
is correct. That is the one that
Okay.
I chose, yes.
I chose it too. That's my favorite one. I have it gold. I love it. I like running it with the eyeball-y hood, because hood is often in the same text, because then we've got all the like eyeball-y things. It looks like one of those eyeballs is summoning the hood, and I approve of that. So I really like it. Why do you like it?
I like it because it's Peach Momoko. This is one of the variants that I saw early on, and I was like, I gotta have this. They're gonna charge me a fortune for it. Then it came out in a spotlight, and I grabbed it, and I absolutely love it. I've got it Galactic Storm with a Galactic Storm finish. I've got it gold with purple. It's phenomenal, but it's also hard to knock any of the other options that are on here. But it's Peach Momoko, so that wins out.
Fair. Do me.
I pick the right one? Is that what you
I
put in for me?
That's what you said.
So I picked the Grim or the Grim one, which
No,
is
you said you like that one less than this one.
yeah, but I thought everyone was going to go with that one. So
No one
but then
picked
you
it, so I
put that one in. That's all good.
I picked the one you said you liked best. That's how this
I'm
works.
just confused. It wasn't what I said.
But
But,
you
no,
literally said that one because everyone's going to pick the other one.
Yeah.
And then I said, no one picked the other one. And you're like, well, the other one's the best. And I was like, well, so I picked the one you said was best.
Perfect. No, it's all
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I like it mainly. I think the image is really good. I think that I love inked splits more than almost anything. And I got a really nice inked split with this that has great Kirby's. And that was my main thing. I really like how it looks inked.
All right, Zenade, go fast.
Gooner variants. That's all I gotta say. Creative House Pocket. Art
All right.
Germ.
Enjoy your Gooner variants. Let's keep going. All right. Remember to follow Zenade. Zenade, why should people follow you?
I will lose 8 cubes all the time.
All right, you were entertained by this episode. Don't lie. This episode went stupidly long, being wildly entertaining. You need to follow Zenade to get more of that shit in your life. Plus, who else snaps every goddamn turn? Go make sure you're following Zenade, please. Zenade TFT on Twitch and Twitter, but don't follow him on Twitter. Don't follow him on Twitter. Delete your Twitter. Newman.
Yes.
Why should people follow you?
I don't know. I think you should follow Zenade. That's probably my thought. No, so my thing for me is I started making content after my mom passed away, so that my kids had a bunch of videos of me playing games and being stupid and telling stories if I passed away early like my mom did. And so I got into Marvel Snap because it seemed fun and I wanted to learn how to build decks. And now I don't do that. I just take Glazer's decks and I play those all the time. But I started playing through all the Resident Evil games as well. And I think halfway through posting Resident Evil 3, or sorry, Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil 3 is coming up right after that. And I'm just enjoying playing games, and it's summer, so I get to stream, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and it's freaking fantastic. So, yeah, you can. I'm on BlueSky. I'm Twitter. I'm everywhere, man. Just follow me, and I might be there. But go follow Zenade.
All right. Follow Fathor Newman too, especially on YouTube. His YouTube desperately needs more love because it's awesome. I love his YouTube videos. It's very often something I just put on to chill with. Like while I'm doing things, like I'll watch a game, then I'll wander around the house, and then I'll watch some more. And he just tells great stories, and he's always laughing and having a wonderful time. If you would like to improve your mood and you think Marvel Snap is too negative, go enjoy the positivity and joy that Fathor Newman puts into things.
The giggles are worth a follow, hands down.
Yeah. You should also remember to follow Nick the Greek Geek on twitch.tv/PulseGlazer because you will find him there infinitely more than you do on his own fucking channel.
It's accurate. Like I can't even say anything against that because it's accurate.
You're here every week. You've streamed 3 times in the past. It's in 3 days in a row in the past 3 months. Yep. And so you're here every week, sometimes twice a week. So you're here infinitely more.
There you go.
All right. Patreon.com/SnapJudgments. Come check it out. I'm going to read through these names as fast as humanly possible. Oh, shit. This is last month's. My life. Bricks to Click. Our Patreon of the month is actually... I thought I changed this. I changed this. I made 4 different slideshows today, and I missed it on this one only. Thank you to our patron of the month, who is Jonesy Snapped. Bricks to Click was our patron of last month. Last time shouting you out, my guy. I believe you are still here. Thank you to Abigail, Lisa, Mentor, Irgal, Silly B, Inkai, Frost, Hope, Prime, Brian, Burke, Ryan, Wood, Snap, Ren, Wrench, Character, Sleep, Quarry, Kazushi, Archangel, 3K, Black Dye, Perfrost, The Goat Seeker, Code, Hallowed, Only Foxton, Nick, Absolute China, Nightmare, Dirty Casual, Mr. Ruffle, Cable, Ginger Prime, Phil, Rackman, Chaplo, Kenny Loggins, The Danger, The Biz, Black Team 23, Extra C, and Skippy G, Jessica Gam, Mr. Slusha, The King Bros, Great Kazoo, Werewolf, Steve-O, 131, Capsioto, Glam, Colonel Foreman, Rod Sermon, David G. Wings, Stephen Brandcoff, Interest Nation Martin, Jason B, Mr. Greg, Sorry, Matt B, Corey, Corbin, John Q, and Jim McHugh, Yist Out, Ace Age, One Big Man, Milkman for Reals, Cactus Jack, Reaper, Yo Marco, Ted Pro, Quid Pro Joe, Snapchat, Joe, Dick Carlo, 220, Miles, Machine, Pickety Boom, Bot, Green Goblin, Unibot, 2, Flan 56, Lee Fuzzy, Spectrix, Hoot, Akilar, Smat, H, TJ, Megading, Don't Forget, Nick 3, Tech Soaking, Subjects, The King, Canada, JJ, Demon, Falcon, Father, Newman, Jonesy, Snap, Hi, Jonesy again, 2 times Great Learners, The Parking Tucker, and of course, Gunny T. The T stands for That's It for this video. Zenade's got to go snap to bed. And Newman's gonna go play with his beard. He's got to groom it because it looks so lovely. And Nick, are you gonna stream?
If you're raiding into me, I will stream. Yes.
And Nick is gonna stream, so I'm gonna raid into him. Peace and love, everybody.